On Saturday, temperatures were in the upper 60s, low 70s. Today it feels more like early spring here in Chicago as the Wheaton Thunder play a non-conference matchup on this Tuesday afternoon against the Dubuque Spartans. My name's Aaron Shellen. My broadcast partner tonight is Stephanie Kishi, and sun has decided to peek out here a little bit, Stephanie, towards the end of the game, which is great. We got about another hour of sunlight before it gets dark and chilly here at Leaf Fun Stadium as the Thunder play this non-conference game before they get back into the CCI schedule this weekend. Happy to have you here with me tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to broadcast my first baseball game.
Well, I'm thrilled that you're here with me tonight, and I'm thrilled that all of you have decided to join Stephanie and I here tonight on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network to watch the Thunder and the Spartans. And for the Thunder, on the mound tonight is the 6'8 freshman out of Tempe, Arizona, Carson Greer, 6'8", 200-pound righty, making just his second appearance of the season. But you see that in these non-conference games as Coach Husted tries to get some of his other guys some work and figure out what they're capable of as we get neck deep into the CCIW schedule. We'll take a look here quickly at the Spartans lineup. Dubuque comes in 5-9 on the season. They'll start Ryan Turner out in right field, batting leadoff. Alex Esser does the catching, will bat second. Will Sullivan hits third, plays left. Josh Rogde is the cleanup hitter playing first base. Asher Harris bats fifth, plays second. Logan Cadenhead will bat sixth and play third. Brady Buchman will be the designated hitter batting seventh. Vic Pico bats eighth out in center, and Xavier Ingram will bat ninth and play shortstop against Carson Greer. And this is a Dubuque team a little bit light on the hitting, just 236 as a team this season, but a couple of bats that haven't seen a lot of playing time have some loftier averages are out there here today as Rogde and Cadenhead are playing in their 8th and 11th games respectively as the first pitch from Greer to Turner is in there for a strike at 5:56 p.m. So we're starting about 4 minutes early. I love an early start.
For sure, especially with that sun, as you mentioned. Hopefully it can stay out as long as it possibly can.
Get some quick innings, and let's get to it. As Carson Greer has started Turner off here, 0-2. Turner on the season, 357. He's 10 for his first 28 on the year. Has 9 runs knocked in. He'll look at an 0-2 from Carson Greer. Inside out has Turner tied up, fouls it off. Carson's only appearance came on the 9th against Bethany Lutheran. 2/3 of an inning in that one, 3 hits. Gave up a couple of earned runs. He had 1 walk, struck out a couple. And the 0-2. Blows him away with a high fastball. That's a really good start for Carson Greer. 4 pitches, 4 strikes, 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, I talked with some of the guys who live next door, and they were mentioning that Greer is going to be trying to pound the upper half of the zone. They are so excited for his first career start, saying that he has a lot of potential, and his fastball is coming around at a 7 foot, over 7 feet tall because he's 6'8". So
when you stand 6'8", you're releasing that ball over your head. Absolutely. It can be tough. By the time he releases it, it looks like it's halfway to home plate. This is Alex Esser, the catcher. Esser, the team's leading hitter, 375, has 1 home run, 12 knocked in. Dubuque is a team just 3 home runs on the season. Esser, 15 for his first 40 this year. He'll look at a 1-0. Breaking ball dropped over, called strike 1, 1-1 on Esser, currently riding a 4-game hit streak. After this 1-1 pitch, we'll give you the Wheaton Thunder defensive alignment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball skips to the backstop defensively for Wheaton. A little bit different look than what we've seen this season as the Thunder welcome a couple of players back into the lineup who haven't played this season. Jack Gill will get the start at third. Michael Chang starts at short today, his first appearance of the season. Nathan Henlid at second, Charlie Schofield at first. The 2-1 is fastball that just misses inside. 3-1. James Scott in left. Braden Engel back in the lineup, the team's leading returning hitter from last season, back in the lineup for the first time today out in center. And Sean Dimitrovich plays right field. And Tyler Burr will move from center field to behind home plate. The 3-1. And he pumps the fastball, and Esser can't catch up with it. Fouls it off to the left. Count goes full, 3-2. Great time for some of these guys to get their first action of the year. And you don't want to say a game that doesn't matter, but a game that doesn't have as much meaning as a conference game. You can go out there, you can get your swings against live action, get your innings in, and hopefully have some success. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Greer to Esser. Breaking ball down and in. Esser draws a 1-out walk. I'll bring up the left fielder, Will Sullivan. Sullivan an even 300. He has 1 home run, 9 driven in. Strike out a bunch. 16 strikeouts in 40 at-bats, so nearly half of his at-bats end in a strikeout. Your true 3-outcome guy, but in this case just 2 outcomes. 28 of his 40 at-bats end in either a hit or a strikeout. You know what you're getting from Will Sullivan most of the time. Greer takes a peek over at first. And this one's popped up to shallow center, and Braden Engel, with his first look at a ball this year, makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. Lost it off the bat. I had to watch the outfielders to see who was coming in to make the play. I saw Sean Dimitrovich hustling in and then kind of pulled up a little bit. Now the cleanup hitter, Josh Rogde. Rogde, one of those guys for Dubuque who hasn't seen much playing time, but when he's played, he's been tremendous. He's 8 for his first 19 at the plate. Currently riding a 4-game hit streak.
Yeah, just a triple shy of the cycle in his last game, the first game against Buena Vista, of a doubleheader that they played a few days ago.
Wheaton coming off of a split of a doubleheader against Milligan, a series in which saw them really put some big numbers up against a very, very good Milligan pitching staff. Here's a ground ball hit to third. Jack Gill backs up on it, the long throw across the diamond, and it's picked over there by Charlie Schofield. A good first inning by Carson Greer. Walks a batter, strands a runner, half an inning complete. Thunder due up. Bottom of inning 1, really good first inning by Carson Greer as he works through the first inning, walking a batter, striking out a batter, and now the Thunder will get their first looks here at a right-hander. This is Matthew Risser. Risser's making his 5th appearance of the season, 4 1/3 innings so far. 7 hits, 8 earned runs for Matthew, but the majority of that damage, really all that damage, was in one game, and we're going to have a leadoff extra base hit for Tyler Burr. He wastes no time coasting into second. So the Wheaton Thunder have a runner at second with nobody out here in the first.
Yeah, good start for Wheaton. The boys were mentioning last night that they hit so many doubles, and we saw that right there. So I'd expect to see a handful more, and hopefully that means they're bringing in runs.
They have to go back and look, but I believe it was 8 or 9 doubles in the first game of that doubleheader against Milliken. That was the 9-1 win. Just a terrific performance by Alex Bagley, but I believe it was 8 or 9 doubles in that first game. So Tyler Burr getting us started here. He's at second base with nobody out for James Scott. James swings at the first pitch. That's into left center field for a base hit. Tyler Burr rounds third, and there is no throw. So 2 pitches into the bottom of the first inning, and the Thunder are up 1-0. Well, that's a good start. Wasted no time against Risser in taking the early lead. Love playing with a lead.
Third baseman number 32, Jack.
Now Jack Gill, who's over at third base today. Jack, the team's leading hitter, 435. Some monster numbers from this Wheaton Thunder offense, coming in hitting 332 as a team. They have 3 hitters in their starting lineup batting 400 or better. Tyler Burr was at 423 coming in. Jack Gill one-upping him at 435 with 3 home runs and 20 knocked in. Takes strike 1. Breaking ball fouled off by Jack, 0-2. So just to finish my thoughts on Matthew Risser, the numbers look a little gory, but he had 1 start against Allegheny back on March 2nd where he gave up 6 of his 8 hits and all of his runs. Until this one, he had held the opposition scoreless in 3 of his 4 appearances, the junior from Milwaukee, but 2 batters into this one, he runs into that Thunder offense, and they jump onto him here early. It's 1-0 Wheaton. It's 1-2 on Gill. Nope, throw over to first. It gets away, and heading down to second is Scott, and he'll make it in there safely. A little casual there initially off the taken off from that first base bag by James, but he was probably pretty confident that he was going to make it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I also thought he was a little slow getting up and then definitely took his time. But once he made his way over there, he's now in scoring position, which is great for Wheaton.
Yep, 1-2 on Gill. This is hit to the right side, so it's a productive out as Gill will move Scott over to third base on the 3 unassisted ground out. One thing you'll learn about me, Stephanie, is that I love a good productive out. I love a ground ball to the right side when there's a runner on second base like that. I love a sacrifice fly. I love a productive out. So that productive out moves James to third for Charlie Schofield, who's the 3rd Thunder hitter, batting 400. Charlie an even 400 on the year with no home runs, 16 knocked in. Team leading 7 doubles for Charlie, and one of a large number of underclassmen that are getting the job done for the Wheaton Thunder here, and he does it again as he rolls a base hit up the middle. Charlie Schofield brings home James Scott, and it's 2-0 Wheaton here in the first. I love that more than I love a productive out. Ground that up the middle. This Thunder team, 28 underclassmen. You talk about the production from Schofield. Jack Gill is just a sophomore. Tyler Burr is a freshman. Schofield is a freshman. James Scott is a sophomore. Then you got Mason Dial, who's one of the veterans on this team, and he's back and healthy and starting to swing a hot stick. He's up to 340 on the year. Has a home run that came on Saturday in the 9th inning. He hit a ball out to right field, and it hit there's like a shooting range out there over on the at the American Legion building, and the ball hit the plywood that sticks up above the wall.
Oh, wow.
So it took a second for them to call it a home run. Initially it was a double, but eventually they ruled that it hit that plywood, which is on the other side of the wall, and it bounced back into the field of play. So that was his first home run of the season, and he's been eating up right field. He's been going out there with most of his power, a couple of doubles and a home run in that doubleheader against Milliken. All of them went to the right side. And he'll take a 3-0 pitch over for a strike, 3-1. Mason riding a 5-game hit streak, 8 for 17. 3-1. Dial tries to hold up on ball 4. He can't. Count goes full. 2 runs in on 3 hits so far. Payoff pitch. This time Mason holds up, and he'll take ball 4. So first walk issued by Risser. And that'll be Braden Engel. And he got a really nice, and you can maybe hear it a little bit here, but he got a really nice ovation from his teammates when he was announced as part of the starting lineup pregame as he's making his season debut. He was medically cleared to play, so he gets the start out in center field. And he swings the first pitch and grounds it into right field for a base hit. Rounding third is Schofield. He will hold. So Braden Engel takes the first pitch he sees in 2026, grounds it into right field, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, the boys were really excited for Mason Engel to come back. Jack Lindsay told me that adding him to the team is adding gasoline to a bonfire.
Sure. With the way this offense has produced here through the first 17 games of the season, when you add somebody who hit almost 320 last year as a freshman, I mean, you know, this lineup 1 through 9, there is not an easy out in this lineup. You look at Nathan Hedlund coming up now. He's hitting .286. He's a .500 slugging percentage out of the number 7 hole today. Sean Dimitrovich on deck hitting .304 in the number 8 hole. It's just there is not an easy out in this lineup. And it's how you score about 8 runs a game and pick up about 11 or 12 hits a game, which is where the Thunder are through their first 17. Hedlund takes ball 1. He homered against Milliken as he'll take strike 1. That wind in Saturday's doubleheader was blowing straight out to the scoreboard, and the Thunder were attacking that 365 mark all afternoon long. Good breaking ball slider just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nathan had a 6-game hit streak snapped in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Saturday, and he'll take a fastball outside. No place to put him. Risser's got to come in with something here. Bases loaded. 3-1, bottom of the first. Thunder already up 2-0, looking for a big old crooked number here in the first. There's the fastball lined into right center field. That's down for extra bases. 1 run will score. Dial is coming home to score. Rounding third is Engel. It is a bases clearing double for Nathan Hedlund. It's a 5-run first for the Thunder. They're up 5-0. Talk about no easy outs. Well, there you go. There's your number 7 hitter. Opposite field bases clearing double. And the Thunder up big here in the first. And I love what I saw from Hedlund there, taking that baseball the other way. That's something Wheaton did, again, with a lot of success against Milliken. Not trying to do too much, just taking the ball where it's pitched, staying back, and Hedlund lines it into the right center field gap. Now Dimitrovich. Ball skips away over to third, goes Hedlund on the wild pitch. Sean at 304 has 10 knocked in. Good doubleheader for Dimitrovich as well against Milliken. Was 2 for 8, had a couple of doubles. Another underclassman, Sean just a sophomore out of Rancho Santa Margarita in California. I'll roll this foul. You're from California, right?
I am.
How far away is that? I know California is a huge state. It could be like 15 hours.
I've actually never been. I believe it's in the southern half of the state, and I'm from the northern half.
Okay, so it's like 8 hours.
Yeah, give or take traffic, probably.
Right. I've been to LA a couple of times in my life, and I'll never forget. I was leaving to fly home. I was out there for work, and I had like a 7 a.m. flight out of LAX. So, left my hotel at like 4 in the morning, and I got on whatever the highway was, and it was bumper-to-bumper traffic at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why are there this many people awake right now? I always thought traffic in Chicago was bad, but LA's a different beast.
Yeah. So he's south of Anaheim, and Anaheim is about a 6-hour drive for me.
Okay.
So.
Not something you'd do, more than likely.
No.
He'll go down on strikes here for the second out of the inning. First strikeout for Rizzer. I'm going to bring up Michael Chang. He's getting his first at bat of the season as well.
Michael Chang.
Chang, the sophomore out of Seoul, South Korea, had 14 at bats last season for the Thunder. Had 1 hit, and he's making his season debut here. Grounds it to short. Ingram across his body in time to retire Chang. But the Thunder bat around. They pick up 5 runs on 5 hits. We go to the second. Thunder up big after 1. Bottom 2, and if you're Carson Greer, Stephanie, you're making your first career start. You got your first inning on 11 pitches, and then your offense went out and gave you 5 runs. Got to feel pretty confident right now.
Oh, yes, 100%.
He'll face Asher Harris, Logan Cadenhead, and Brady Buchman here in the second. Asher Harris, the second baseman. He'll take a fastball a little tight. 1-0. Harris 256. He's 11 for 43. No home runs. Has an RBI. Ground ball back up the box. Pass to diving Michael Chang into center field. So a leadoff single for Asher Harris here in the second inning. Now Logan Cadenhead, the third baseman.
The hit for the Spartans, number 6, Logan Cadenhead.
He's another one of those guys who hadn't played a whole lot this year. 10 games, 8 starts. He's 11 for 31, though, at the plate. If he had enough at-bats to qualify, that would be good for third on the team. So another one of those guys who, when he's out there, has been productive. And he'll start Cadenhead off with a nice, tight breaking ball, 0-1. Pitching a little backwards, usually, especially that first time through the lineup, you're going to start those hitters out with the fastball, but the 0-1, nope, instead over to first. Cadenhead, I mentioned 11 for 31 on the season, but 7 for his last 16 at the plate. Runner goes, the pitch is high, the throw down is off the glove of Chang. That'll skip into right field, and Asher Harris will move over to third on the E6, and a stolen base for Harris. For Asher, that's his 5th stolen base of the season, first error of the game. On the Thunder, puts a runner at third with nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball dropped over 1-2. That's a good breaking ball from Greer. The 1-2. Harris at third, nobody out. Slider dips down and away, 2-2. Lights are on here at Leaf Fund Stadium. And now the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball ties up Cadenhead. He swings through it. Second strikeout of the game for Greer. And there's one out. Breaking ball little up, little in, but had Cadenhead offering at it. Now Buchman. Just his 5th appearance of the season. He's 1 for 5 at the plate. And he'll take a breaking ball outside. Freshman out of Rochester, Minnesota. 6 foot, 190 pounds. Digs in against 6'8", 200. Fouls the fastball off to the left. That sounded like it hit a car. Heard the thud. Heard the thud.
But no sirens, so everything's fine.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another fastball up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And as you would imagine, Greer at 6'8", a member of the men's basketball team as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fastball, little outside. Looked like a good pitch. Called the ball, 3-1. Greer so far an inning and a third. 1 hit, 1 walk, a couple of strikeouts. Trying to avoid putting Buchman on. And hits the same spot. Called the ball again. Second walk issued by Greer. He's not missing by much, though. Those last 2 pitches close to that outer part of the strike zone.
Next up for the Spartans, playing center field, number 1, Vic.
Now Vic Pico, center fielder. Pico's had an odd season. He's hitting just .216 on the year, but he has a 10-game hit streak. He's had just 1 hit in 9 of the 10 games. You would think, this early in the season, riding a 10-game hit streak, that you would easily be over 300, but not the case. He'll squirt a bunt, pops it over to first, and I think Schofield may have lost that in the sun a little bit. Didn't get over there to play it. No balls, 1 strike. Harris at third, Buchman at first, 1 away in the second. Thunder up 5-0. RBIs from Scott, Schofield, and a bases-clearing double from Nathan Hedlund. The 0-1. Nope, instead the toss over to first. In this non-conference game, you could see some unusual lineups, some pitchers coming out that maybe you don't always see. As that's fouled somewhere behind us. Again, it's that time of day where he gets up into the sky and you just lose it. Got about an hour and that sun will go down and you'll see it in the night sky. But right now I'm reacting to the players and they looked back at us. So I went, that's got to be going this way somewhere. No balls, 2 strikes. Greer's got Pico where he wants him. The 0-2, breaking ball, left it hanging. And Pico hits it over the head of the third baseman, Jack Gill, into left field for an RBI. So Pico now with an 11-game hit streak, and it's 5-1. Number 9 hitter, Xavier Ingram. Ingram at 194. He's 6 for his first 31. But he was 4 for 9 in the Spartans 3-game series against Buena Vista University. First pitch from Greer is a fastball that's hit out to right. Dimitrovic back, now in. Sean makes the catch. The runner will tag and move to third. So Buchman is at third base on the flyout to right by Ingram.
A productive out, you might say.
Yeah, it's a productive out. I don't like it as much when the other team does it, but I can appreciate it when the other team does it. So Ingram moving Buchman over to third base, and that'll bring up Ryan Turner, the leadoff hitter. Turner struck out on a high fastball in the top of the first inning. So a little bit more of a grindy inning here for Carson Greer, but still, he's been around the plate. He's given up a ground ball single, and he lost Buchman on a couple of really close pitches on ball 3 and ball 4, and then just left the ball up to Pico. So it hasn't been a bad inning. It's fouled off to the right. Saw that one off a tree. 0-1. Greer trying to strand a couple. It's at 24 pitches so far. He'll take a peek over at Pico at first and has him leaning, and he's out. Pico took a jab step towards second. Greer caught him, and we're through an inning and a half. We go to the bottom of the second. Thunder up 5-1. Bottom of the second inning, Wheaton up 5-1, and nice job by Carson Greer to wriggle out of that, Stephanie. Was keeping an eye on Pico over there at first base, and Vic took that jab step towards second and took advantage of it, picked him off, and got out of the inning.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's always great when you can have things like that happen where your defense just kind of steps up, don't have to face extra batters.
Absolutely. The fewer pitches you have to throw, the better, right? That's what hurt Wheaton in Game 2 against Milliken. They walked 6, hit 5. That's 11 free base runners for a very good Milliken team, and they took advantage of it. The Thunder were in that game. They were battling back. The offense was getting it done as it's a ground ball to first off the bat of Burr, and winning the race is Josh Rogde for the first out. You don't want to give up too many free opportunities. Walks are going to happen, errors are going to happen, but occasionally you need to get yourself out of a jam, and that's what Greer did in the second inning. Now James Scotti singled to center his first time up. James is within reach of a very painful NCAA Division III record. He's already been hit by 18 pitches this season. And is second in the nation. Believe it or not, there is a player with who's been hit by 24 balls already this season. Both of them on pace to break the NCAA record, which is 33. It was set about 25 years ago by Ryan Dieringer of George Fox back in 2002. There are a lot of records you can break, but it's not one I personally would want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And there's number 19. Are they saying it? Yeah, there's number 19. He takes it off the hand right on cue. James Scott with his 19th hit by pitch of the season, and he'll go down to first. I love it when a plan comes together. It's like we planned that, right?
Yes, for sure.
Before the game, James, we're going to talk about your hit by pitch mark.
And you're going to get
You need to lean into something.
For sure. He crowds the plate, and he is not afraid to use his elbow guard. Yeah, the boys were saying last night that elbow guard gets a lot of use. So, hey, at least it's hitting the elbow guard instead of other parts of your body.
Right, rather than, getting it in between the numbers on the back or on the wrist or something like that. Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure.
But, yeah, I think as a teammate, you got to always root for him to get on base, and if that's through getting hit by a pitch, he's putting his body on the line.
Yeah, I mean, however you get on base, right? I mean, obviously you'd rather get a hit or pick up a walk or something like that, but James Scott this season with a .370 batting average, but an on-base percentage of almost 600. It's been ridiculous as Jack Gill joins the hit parade with a sharp single to right. So the Thunder continue to swing hot bats here today. That's their 6th hit of the afternoon. Or I guess technically evening, right? It's 6:30. It's evening now.
And playing first base, the man of the hour, number 27, Charlie Schofield.
Now, Charlie Schofield, he had an RBI single in the first. Just to finish that thought, Zach Stearns of Montclair State. He's been hit 24 times in 18 games. As there's a strike to Charlie Schofield. So both of those players on pace to really destroy the NCAA record, which is 33.
Yeah, you wonder if at a certain point in the season that the other team is just going to start throwing it a little bit more away.
Well, that's the hope. I mean, that's why you crowd the plate,
exactly,
right? That's why you crowd the plate as a hitter. You want the pitcher to be more over the plate with the baseball. The more you control that inner half of the plate, the more often you're going to get that pitch right down the middle. 1-1 here on Schofield. Chopper could be 2. Stepping on the bag is Harris, and it will be an inning-ending 4-3 double play. So the Thunder get 2 on with 1 out, but strand a runner. We go to the third. Wheaton's up 5-1. We go to the third inning here in Carroll Stream. Wheaton up 5-1, a 5-run first. They were threatening in the second, at first and second, 1 out, but Charlie Schofield grounded into a double play. Carson Greer back out there for his third inning of work. It'll be Ryan Turner, Alex Esser, Will Sullivan. Turner was at the plate when Vic Pico was picked off first, and he'll get started with a breaking ball downstairs. Turner struck out in the first. On a 5-game hit streak. It's 5 runs knocked in that time. Chopped at the plate. You look at the offenses for these two teams, and Dubuque's Alex Esser leads the team with 12 runs knocked in. That would be good for 5th on this Wheaton Thunder team. Wheaton has 8 hitters already with at least 10 runs knocked in, and we've only played 17 games. Rounded to third, Gill. 1 out.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier before the game, Aaron, that it'll be an interesting matchup to watch Wheaton's offense versus Dubuque's pitching, and right now Wheaton's offense is just overpowering
So
Dubuque's
far.
pitching
Absolutely.
so far.
Yeah, Dubuque's pitching staff a 4.94 earned run average. Wheaton, as I mentioned, over a 330 batting average. I just said they had 8 players with 10 or more RBI on the season. Nathan Headland just had a 3-run double. He's up to 7. So if he could have a good 7 or 8 innings here, he might end up on that list too. As Gill's not able to make the bare hand play, and Alex Esser will pick up an infield bunt single. So third hit of the game rather, off of Carson Greer, and Dubuque has a 1-out base runner.
Back the left fielder, number 14, Will Sullivan.
Now Will Sullivan. Sullivan popped out to Braden Engel back in the first. First pitch fastball, a little high, a little outside, 1-0. Esser hasn't been a threat to run yet this year, only 1 attempt. He was caught. Now the 5-game hit streak. That fastball is a little low, 2-0. Will Sullivan with his fly out to center now, 3 for his last 17 at the plate. Thunder middle infield double play depth. Chang and Headland with Michael Chang pinching a little bit closer to that second base bag. So big holes between third and short and first and second. 2-0, slice down the left field line. That's going to land foul. Didn't land foul by much. You could see that ball slicing.
Yeah, almost right on cue. It's slicing that ball, over the infield. But if he gets a ball through that left side of the diamond.
330 down the lines here at Leaf Fun. 365 to the alleyways. 395 to straightaway center. Not much wind to speak of today. It's blowing out, but only a couple miles per hour. And 2-1. Fastball well high, which is a huge difference from Saturday. Really, today couldn't be any more different than Saturday, right? Saturday it was 70 with 25-mile-an-hour winds. Today it's 50 with no wind. The 3-1. Fastball right down the middle. Sullivan can't catch up with it, and I think if you're Greer, you come right back with that. This Dubuque team has not shown an ability to catch up to the fastball yet. See what he comes with here on 3-1 and a runner at first. Goes with a breaking ball, and that is in there. Called strike 3. Shows you why I'm here and not there on the field. As Greer freezes Sullivan for his 3rd strikeout of the game. Good breaking ball, and even a nicer job by Greer to battle back there. He fell behind 2-0, fell behind 3-1, stayed in, and was able to pick up his 3rd strikeout. Now Josh Rogde. He'll take strike 1. Rogde grounded out to Jack Gill to end the first inning. Carson at 36 pitches through 3 2/3. This will be pitch 38. Instead, he goes over to first.
Yeah, I heard his pitch count today was, looking to be about 80 to 85. So hoping to get at least 3 to 4 innings out of him today. Definitely will get that.
Oh, at a minimum at this
Yes.
rate, he's under 40 still. If he can keep up this level of efficiency, 80 to 85 takes him into the 6th. You'd love to see that. For a kid who's only made 1 other appearance this season. It's 0-2 on Rogde. Breaking ball, swinging over the top of it is Josh Rogde. Back-to-back Ks for Carson Greer. He has 4 strikeouts through 3. The Thunder up 5-1 here in Carroll Stream.
For the Thunder, the DH
Bottom 3.
Jason Dial.
Thunder with a 5-1 lead. They scored 5 in the first. A big hit, a Nathan Headland bases clearing opposite field double. And Mason Dial swings the first pitch. Waist-high hop Ingram. 1 pitch, 1 out in the third. Mason walked back in the first. Risser settled down a little bit as well. He gave up hits to 5 of the first 7 hitters he's faced, but was able to retire Dimitrovic and Chang in the first inning and then work around a hit by pitch in a single last inning. And now he's retired the first man here in the third. It'll be Braden Engel. Braden wasted no time getting back into the swing of things, literally and figuratively, in his first at bat as he swung at the first pitch he saw and picked up a base hit. His first at bat of the season. Last year hit .313 with a home run, 14 knocked in. One ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, excuse me. Engel pops it up down the left field line. That'll end up just behind the Wheaton dugout. 2-1.
It's interesting that Wheaton had 4 batters in the first inning who swung on the first pitch, netting them 3 hits, and one of them was a ground out. But that has not happened since then, so I don't know if Rizzer has just settled in more or maybe just not offering as good pitches to swing at.
Well, I think, pitching is you're constantly making adjustments, right? So the Thunder were looking for something as there's strike 2 on Engel. They were looking for something that first time through the lineup, and they were getting it, whether it was a fastball, whether it was a breaking ball, whatever it was, they were looking for it. So now this second time through the lineup, Rizzer has to try to do something else to keep that from happening, and he's done a bit better job of keeping the Thunder off balance a little bit more through the second time through the lineup. Is that's flown to left, and Will Sullivan will make the grab. And as a hitter, you're up there looking for a specific pitch, and when you get it, you take your hacks, whether it's the first pitch of the at bat or the 6th, right? And there's always that constant adjustments being made, right? First time through the lineup, Risser had to make the adjustments against the Wheaton lineup. This time through the lineup, the Thunder are going to have to make the adjustments against Risser, who's now retired 4 in a row. They'll face Headland. Nathan with that big hit in the first, a line drive that split the gap out in right center field. Take a ball outside, 2-0. Headland now with hits in 7 of his last 8 games. Off the end of the bat. Two balls, 1 strike. Headland, one of those few upperclassmen, senior out of Grand Rapids. Twist out of the way, but it's called a strike, so it's 2-2. Risser's pitch. Headland just gets a piece of it. Nate last season 218 and 119 at bats for the Thunder. Had a couple of home runs, drove in 10. And he gets plunked right in the shoulder. 2-out base runner for the Thunder. And he started his Wheaton career. And he's done it a little bit this year, but his first 2 seasons he made 22 appearances on the mound for the Thunder between 23 and 24. Only 3 in 2025 and 2 so far this season. So a valuable kind of two-way guy. Can give you a little bit on the mound as well as play some good second base and give you some offense every now and again. He's at second with 2 outs for Dimitrovic. Sean, first pitch swinging under the glove of Rogde into right field, and Headland is forced to hold at second, but 7-8 hitters getting into the action here in the third. And I've talked to, so my time and I think I mentioned this in one of the previous games. I spent a lot of time around former major leaguers during the summer in my job with the Dogs, and the coaches almost to a man say if you can get any level of production out of the 7, 8, 9 hitters in your lineup, you're a very dangerous team. And we're not talking about, obviously Nathan had the 3-run double in the first, but if your 7, 8, 9 hitters can each get on base once per game, you're going to do a lot of damage over the course of the season. And so far, they've gotten on base 3 times in 3 innings. Pitch inside to Chang, 2-0. Michael also swung at the first pitch he saw in 2026. He's taken a couple here, though, and now he's in hitter's count at 2-0.
Yeah, and he's the only person out of the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to not get on base, so we'll see if that happens tonight.
In fact, he's the only member of the lineup not to reach so far, and we're only in the 3rd inning. That tells you how the offense has been cooking through 2 2/3. 7 hits, a walk, a couple of hit batters, and it's 3-0 on Chang. Risser's 3-0. Bases are loaded. So there you go, 3rd inning, and all 9 hitters have reached for the Thunder, and they're doing it here with 2 outs. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, hit by pitch, single walk, have loaded the bases for the proverbial Thunder in this lineup. Tyler Burr will step in. Tyler 1 for 2 with a double. And this is why when that bottom of the order can be productive, that's why it's so dangerous, because now all of a sudden you have a 425 hitter coming up with the bases loaded. You can turn a nothing inning into a crooked number really, really quickly. Burr with that double in the first now has hits in 16 of 18 games this season. He's behind the fastball 0-1. Hedlund at 3rd, Dimitrovich at 2nd, Chang at 1st. Burr at the plates. Down in the dirt, 1-1. Before that double in the first, Tyler was just 2 for his last 13 at the plate. So, first time in his collegiate career he was scuffling a little bit. Has a hit today. He'll slap this pretty well to left. Sullivan is back. He's near the track, and he'll make the catch. So the Thunder will load the bases with 2 outs, and they'll leave them loaded as we go to the 4th. Carson Greer, 39 pitches through 3 innings, and Stephanie's looked pretty darn good. He's given up a couple of singles, a couple of walks, but he struck out 4.
Yeah, and he is definitely a strikeout guy over weak contact. I mean, even the contact that they have made up against him has been pretty strong, but Definitely missing the bats for sure. And he's doing it with a lot of breaking pitches instead of his fastball.
Right, you said before the game that his teammates thought he was going to try to get by with that high heat, but it's been the breaking ball so far today. That's especially on 2 strikes. That's been his out pitch. Has been that breaking ball so far, and he'll start Asher Harris out with a strike. Harris singled, stole the base, scored in the second. Breaking ball low, 1-1. So 4 Ks for Carson through 3. Just 39 pitches. The 1-1 on its way. Fastball hit to the right. That's going to roll over by my car. Came to a stop right in front of my car. All right, that's fine. I don't mind. As long as it rolls up to my car, I got no problem with it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Greer looking for strikeout number 5. There's that breaking ball again. Just missed. Now 2-2.
He's got a lot of horizontal movement, especially with his slider.
The 2-2. Fastball. It's hit to center, but right at angle, and he'll make the catch. So we challenged him with the heat, and Harris hit right on the screws, but Engel, easy play for him. 1 out in the 4th. Now Logan Cadenhead.
Number 6, Logan Cadenhead.
He struck out in the 2nd inning. Love it when your starting pitcher retires that first batter of the inning, makes the rest of the inning significantly easier. Squaring to bunt, bunting the breaking ball foul. 0-1. He's getting ahead of a lot of hitters, too.
Yeah, I wish I was keeping count a little bit more of first pitch strikes, but whenever you can pound that zone and start off with a strike, that's just got to make it easier for everyone.
Well, you can look at he's thrown 40 pitches in the game. 26 of them have been strikes so far, so he's been around the plate. Does have a couple of walks, but again, even on the walks, you go back to that walk against Buchman back in the 2nd inning. Ball 3, ball 4, didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cadenhead followed by Brady Buchman and then Vic Pico. Fastball up and in. Look out. 2-1.
I'd say that'd be a bit of a brushback, but I don't think he was trying to do that with the 1-1 count.
No, but you want to own as a pitcher. You want to own that inside part of the plate. The 2-1. Fastball high. I had a conversation with a pitching coach, pitched in the majors back in the 80s. His name was Stu Clyburn, former big leaguer. And Stu always tells me that he doesn't care. He wants his pitchers to hit batters. Not intentionally hit batters, but as Cadenhead lines a single to left. But if he looks at the stats at the end of the season and he sees that his pitchers are amongst the league leaders in hit by pitches, he's okay with that because it means they're pitching inside. He doesn't want his pitchers to walk people, but he's okay if his pitchers are hitting people because they're trying to control that inside part of the plate. Now Buchman. Buchman walked his last time up. 4th hit of the game given up by Greer. A 1-out single. All the hits have been singles so far. Fastball high and away. You know, when you come inside on guys, you're going to hit them. That's just part of the game, right? I mean, you're trying to get those 2 or 3 inches on the inside part of the plate or right off the plate, and it's hard to be pinpoint accurate with every single pitch. You're going to get some guys from now and again. The 1-0 is fouled to the left out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Buchman.
Yeah, and especially if they're guys like James Scott, who purposely are sitting there and are turning into the ball. So, yeah.
It's a skill. It's a skill. You know, there are players who make a career out of, adding to their on-base percentage by getting hit by pitches. You lean over the plate, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're not going to be able to, but you got to be brave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could never do it. Like, I know ball players who will stand at the back of the box, and they don't like getting pitched inside. It makes them very, very uncomfortable. But it's obvious that James is comfortable being inside like that, and he's fine if he gets nicked every now and again.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like at that point you just got to own it. And
sure.
Definitely.
This is who I am.
Exactly.
This
as
is
a
who
hitter,
I am.
for
It's just part of my game. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Buchman. Fastball down. Two and two. Breaking ball hit over by the Dubuque dugout. Stays 2 and 2. We're in the 4th. Thunder scored 5 times in the bottom of the 1st, so if you got to us late, you missed it. They wasted no time. 2 pitches into the bottom of the 1st inning. They had a lead, a double by Burr, a single by Scott on the first 2 pitches of the game. And a bases-clearing double by Headland. The 2-2. That's popped straight back. Ooh, off the roof of a car. We heard the collective ooh from fans on both sides.
Yeah. Hey, in my mind, as long as there's no shattering windows or anything like that, you'll take what you can get parking your car out there.
If you're going to park your car over there, you're taking a chance. The 2-2. Fastball swung on and missed. There's that heat that Greer was talking about, that you were talking about with Greer. That's his 5th strikeout of the afternoon/evening, 2 away in the 4th. Over the weekend we had Milliken here, and they parked their team bus right behind us on the road right here.
Oh, goodness.
And about 20 minutes before the game started, Wheaton head coach Matt Husted went over to the bus driver and said, you don't want to be there. You need to move about 500 feet that way. As there's the breaking ball to Pico, that's a strike. Greer continues to start these hitters off with first pitch strikes. 2 outs, runner at first. Fouled back, 0-2. Greer has Pico right where he wanted him. And he had Pico 0-2 in the last at bat as well, and then hung a breaking ball, and Pico lined it into left field for a base hit. See if he can get him here. The 0-2. He does. Blows him away with more gas. That's 2 strikeouts in the inning. 6 in the game for Carson Greer. We're through 3.5. Wheaton 5, Dubuque 1. New pitcher for Dubuque here in the 4th inning is the grad student out of Oak Lawn. This is Brendan McQuillan, the local kid, getting a chance to pitch here today. This is his 5th appearance of the season for the Spartans. No record. He's allowed 4 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. And he'll face 2, 3, 4 for the Thunder. And again, having success swinging at that first pitch, James Scott has now reached 3 times, 2 singles, and a hit by pitch. Talked about that the first time through the lineup, and now that they're getting their 3rd at bats, they're doing it against a new pitcher, so probably looking fastball. And if you get a fastball, you go ahead and you take your hacks. And James Scott with 2 hits today. Now Jack Gillu's 1 for 2. Ball 1. Jack with 8 multi-hit games in his last 12. Just more video game-like numbers for this Wheaton Thunder offense. Gill's averaged now north of 440 with his 1 for 2 today. 12 extra base hits in 17 games. I mean, you can just go on and on, right? An on-base percentage of almost .530, a slugging percentage of almost .800, more walks than strikeouts. It's just been an absurd start to the season for Gill. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott 3 for 3 in stolen bases down at first. Thunder don't run a lot, and that's not a surprise given how great this offense has looked here in the early going. You don't want to run yourself out of innings.
Yeah, for sure not. But when I was talking with the guys next door, they were telling me that they have some competition, team competition for stolen bases, which is kind of funny.
Well, there you go. As Scott takes off, but Gill swings and fouls it off. Scott had that bag stolen easily. He was taking a running lead. What type of competition? Just who has the most steals?
Sort of. So I think if Charlie Schofield and I think it's Jack Gill. Apologies. There's multiple Jacks on this team, and they just kept kind of saying Jack, but I believe it is Jack Gill.
Okay.
They're having a competition for stolen bases between the 2 of them, and Charlie has 2, and Jack has none.
Right. Jack doesn't have any yet, so he's losing that competition.
I know, and he's looking to get one at some point. And then the other one is apparently if all of the first basemen collectively beat Nathan Hedlund, they just win. I don't know. They win bragging rights.
Well, so far so good.
Yeah, they're at 4-2 right now.
Yeah, so far so good. They're winning that one. But you know what? I'm okay if Jack doesn't steal any bases as long as he keeps hitting 440. Payoff pitch is a little outside, and the first 2 reach for the Thunder here in the 4th inning. Scott will go down to second, and this is not to make a joke out of it, but this is part of the reason I think that Jack hasn't been able to run much. There's always somebody on in front of him. The Thunder just have done such a good job putting base runners on this season that, I mean, even if he wanted to steal second right now, it would require James to move. Now, 2 on, nobody out for Charlie Schofield. Charlie 1 for 2, RBI single. Fastball is roped to center, but making the catch is Pico. Scott will tag, and he'll head into third with a fly out, a productive out. 1 away here in the 4th. Now Jack can go. He's got second base free with Mason Dial getting ready to step in. So runners the corners, 1 out. Schofield hit that right on the button, but right at the center fielder, Pico. Now Dial with a home run, 10 RBI this season. Those 10 RBIs tied with Sean Dimitrovich and Chris Lynam. Team leader is Gill with 20, then Schofield with 15, Will Clegg, who's not in the lineup today, with 16, Will Clegg not in the lineup with 15, and then Tyler Burr with 14. First pitch breaking ball dives down and in on Dial. 5-game hit streak for Mason, 8 for 17 coming into play today.
Apparently an interesting fact about him is he's obsessed with the geese.
Then he should love playing at this ballpark because once it gets a little bit warmer, there are a lot of geese over here. Geese are mean.
Yeah, no.
They're mean animals.
Kind of vicious animals.
They're mean. I stay away from geese.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe ask him personally. And
does he like approach them? Right, like we got to find out more about this. Runner goes, and there's the first stolen base of the year, right on cue. Jack Gill picks up SB number 1, and the Thunder have runners at second and third with 1 out. Yeah, you're gonna have to ask him. Does he like? Does I mean when he says he's obsessed? Does he like feed them? You know what I mean? Does he have like a goose as like the screensaver on his computer? Like what level of obsession are we talking here? 1-1, foul tipped, held on to by the catcher Esser, and it's 1-2. On Dial, Matthew Risser went 3, gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 1. Settled down, though. Could have been a whole lot worse after that 5-run first inning, and Dial's going to take strike 3. Good breaking ball from McQuillan right down the middle, and Mason couldn't pull the trigger. And there are 2 outs. Now a chance for Engel to pick up his first RBI of the season. He's 1 for 2 with a single in his 2026 debut. Singled to right in his first at bat, flew out to left last inning. Scott at third, Gill at second. Breaking ball outside, ball 1.
Are they going to call a balk?
I think they're calling a balk. Yeah, they're calling a balk on Brendan McQuillan. So coming home to score is James Scott. Moving to third is Jack Gill. I didn't see anything like overly balkish, sometimes it's obvious, but when you're not paying close attention to the pitcher, you don't always see it. 2 balls, no strikes, 6-1. Thunder with the lead as Scott scores for a second time today on the balk by McQuillan. One ball, no strikes. Breaking ball over. Called strike 1, 1-1. Thunder 6 runs on 8 hits. Spartans a run on 4. Both teams have made an error. There's a good breaking ball over. Called strike 2. McQuillan trying to strand a runner at third. The 1-2 to Engel is behind him. Racing in from third is Gill. He'll score standing up. So the Thunder score 2 runs without an RBI here in the 4th inning. A balk and a wild pitch puts Wheaton up 7-0. Sometimes that's how you got to do it. Sometimes you're not going to get that 2-out hit. Got to hope the other team helps you. Dubuque helping the Thunder out here in the 4th. 2-2 to Engel. Now base is empty. Engel out of play to the left. Another underclassman. Talked about all this young talent on this Thunder team. Engel, a sophomore out of Byron, Illinois. 28 of the 41 members of this Wheaton Thunder baseball team are freshmen or sophomore. That bodes well for the next 2.5 years if you're a fan of this Thunder baseball team. Payoff pitch, it's low ball 4.
Yeah, and especially if they're playing like this early in their careers.
Yep. Yeah, you never want to project because then you start putting a lot of pressure on people to, overperform what they did the year before. But you're right. I mean, it's hard not to, right? It's hard not to project what the sophomore, junior, and senior years will look like for some of these guys. Now Nathan Hedlund, he's been on base twice. He had a bases clearing triple in the first. He was hit by a pitch last inning. Fastball high, 1-0. Thunder have stranded 5 through 3, so if you want to nitpick, they have left some runners on base today, but, so far so good, right? You're up 7-1 in the fourth. You're going to leave some base runners on when you score that many early. 1 ball, no strikes. Good breaking ball from McQuillan. Another one of those tight sliders. Oh, it's called a ball. Like a good pitch from here. 2-0. Again, that's why I'm here and not on the other side of the net. I would have called that a strike. That one's high. 3-0. Sean Dimitrovich on deck. Thunder with 2 runs in here on a single, a couple of walks, a balk, and a wild pitch.
Not quite your average scoring stat line.
No, not quite. Not your average Thunder inning when they score a lot of runs. It's usually the crack of the bat, but here it's been help from the other side as Hedlund takes 3-0 right down the middle, 3-1. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks, 3rd walk of the inning issued by McQuillan. And now Sean Dimitrovich will step in with runners on first and second and 2 outs. It's 5 walks, 2 hit batters, and 8 hits through 3 2/3 innings. What's that quick math? That's 5, 7, 15 base runners in 3 2/3 innings. You'll score a lot of runs that way.
Yeah, and then all relatively speaking, we said there was about 5 runners left on base. That's not a bad percentage at all.
No.
You are scoring, which is good.
Yeah, there's a double play ball in there as well, but when you get that many base runners, you are going to strand runners, and that's just part of the game. But see if Sean can pick up Engel from second, Hedlund from first with 2 outs in the fourth. Dimitrovich is 1 for 2. Strikeout and a single. Squares to bunt. That's a good bunt by Sean. Cadenhead is going to have no play. That is a great bunt by Sean Dimitrovich. Nothing Cadenhead could do, and Dimitrovich has a 2-hit game, and the bases are loaded for Michael Chang.
Yeah, just such a beautiful bunt.
That was perfect. It really was. And on the turf, it's a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about it rolling off the lip of the grass and going foul. All you got to do is get it fair, and with that third baseman playing back, that was perfect by Dimitrovich. Now Chang, who's 0 for 1. Swings the first pitch. Hits it to center field. Vic Pico drifts over towards right center. Makes the grab, and the Thunder will leave the bases loaded for a second straight inning, but this time they pick up 2. We go to the 5th. Thunder extend their lead to 6. The day is done for Carson Greer, and that was a terrific outing for the freshman. 4 innings, gave up just 4 singles, 1 earned run, couple of walks, 6 strikeouts, 59 pitches for Greer. 38 of them were strikes, and he'll turn it over to Jack Lindsay, whose 2026 season has started off quite good. Just 1 earned run in 5 1/3 innings for the Topsfield, Massachusetts native. Topsfield, about 10 minutes from where I grew up in Massachusetts, so I am a Jack Lindsay fan. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Xavier Ingram. Yeah, great outing by Greer. You love to see that from the freshman here. 4 solid innings, 59 pitches, 38 strikes, and now Lindsay into the ball game. Tight breaking ball over for a strike. 1-2 on Ingram. He flew out to right field his first time up. One, 2. So next time, so you're back with me on Friday. So
I am, yeah.
your mission, your homework assignment between today and Friday is to ask Jack if he ever went to the Topsfield Fair as a kid.
Okay.
It's a big camp, like a big fairground out, and every fall they have a big fair out there. It's everybody goes to it. It's a lot of fried food and games and stuff. It's going to be an infield single for Xavier Ingram.
All right, sounds good.
Topsfield Fair.
Yeah. Yes.
It's fun. It's one of those that they move in and they'll put up the Ferris wheels and all
during the summer.
Yeah, the really janky roller coasters and
You're
stuff.
You're not sure if it's gonna break while you're on it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, but they have petting zoos and stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the odds are that he went to one?
Probably.
Okay.
If he grew up in Topsfield, I would imagine he went at some point as a kid as Ingram steals second base.
Yeah, and Jack Lindsay is one of my neighbors, which is
well. There you go. Now it should be easy.
It should be easy
for you to ask.
Maybe not
him.
tonight, but I'll knock maybe tomorrow and see
there you go.
if he's gone.
Love it. And he'll probably say, "Why do you know about the Topsfield Fair?"
Probably.
Yes. 1 ball, no strikes. Here to Ryan Turner, the leadoff hitter. Slider misses outside, 2-0. Lindsay 5 1/3 innings. 3 hits, just the 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts so far for the senior. Last 2 outings have been tremendous, both 2 1/3 scoreless. He's going to have to do some work to walk out of this scoreless, though. A runner at second, nobody out, and a 3-0 count on Ryan Turner. Xavier Ingram with his 7th stolen base of the season down at second. And now a 3-0. Daylight play, and Ingram back in safely as Headland tried to sneak in behind. Thunder have already picked a runner off today. That was back in the 2nd. Vic Pico. 3-0 again. Fastball at the knees, called strike 1. We're in the 5th. Thunder bats stay hot. Hitting over .330 as a team this year. They have 9 hits already through 4 innings tonight. Now the 3-1. Challenges Turner with another fastball. Ryan out in front of it. Hits it down the third base line, but foul. So we had CCIW action on Friday, right? Augustana coming in.
Yeah, they're excited.
Just the one game here at home before the team goes on the road for about a week. The ball goes to the backstop, and beating out the play at home is Turner, and coming in to score is Ingram. So Xavier Ingram scores all the way from second on a strikeout wild pitch. Don't see that every day. Good hustle by Ingram to come in from second base Turner's out on the strikeout, but down to second on the wild pitch.
Hitting for the Spartans, number 16.
So it's 7-2.
Esser.
Now Alex Esser, the catcher, he's 1 for 1.
Yeah, that was just really excellent base running by Ingram there. Saw that Lindsey was napping a little bit, not running too much, because to be fair, I would not have expected someone to come from
Right,
second
you don't
base.
expect that, right.
So,
Yeah.
really good base running by Ingram there.
Gets Dubuque back within 5 at 7-2. Esser with a walk and a single. And Lindsey firing the ball over to first base a couple of times. It's whipped over for a strike, 0-1.
I assume that college doesn't have the MLB rules now with throwing back to first?
No.
Okay.
They're not limited to their 2 pickoff throws.
Yes, which I don't know. I've actually always been a fan of more pickoff throws. That might be an unpopular opinion today, but
of the rules that they've implemented over the last handful of years, I'm a fan of the pitch clock. Old man Aaron doesn't need to be sitting and watching any 3-hour and 30-minute baseball games. I'm totally good with 2:15, 2:20 most of the time. So I don't mind the pitch clock. The throws over, I could take it or leave it. I mean, I think there needs to be a limit, because you will see battles like this where you throw over to first 7, 8, 9, 10 times in an at-bat, and that can get a little tedious as well. But I don't mind it. I don't mind the anything that speeds up the play I'm okay with. So now the runner goes. It's lofted to shallow left center. Did he make the catch? He did. Engel made the diving catch. And did the runner tag? Throw it over first. I don't think he tagged. That should be a double play. What are we doing? Engel with an absolutely Superman catch out in center field. And Turner's down at second. I don't think he tagged. The umpires are going to get together. That should be an 8-4-3 double play ball. We'll see if the umpires can figure it out. I think they were both watching Engel make the diving catch out in center field. That was as good a catch as you will ever see out in center field by Engel.
Yeah, just beautifully timed. And I swore we saw the right arm go up, and it looks like we're confirming that call.
They are going to call him out, so it will be a double play. The 8-4-3 double play turned by the Thunder, starting with the highlight reel catch out in center field by Braden Engel. So he's making an instant impact back here in Game 1 for the Thunder tonight as a hit and robbing Alex Esser of a hit right there. Now Will Sullivan, 2 outs, nobody on. And there was absolutely no argument from Ryan Turner as well, which leads me to believe he knows he didn't tag up. Strike at the knees. You would think if he did indeed tag up that he would have argued that a little. So Lindsey now trying to keep it right where it is, just the 1 run. Fouled out of play, 0-2. Wow, what an amazing catch by Engel. Still can't get over that. Came screaming in. I don't know that James Scott saw it off the bat, and that's going to be a base hit through the left side for Will Sullivan. I don't know that James saw that because it was in left center field, and Engel had to go a long way towards left center field and made that catch coming straight in, and that is a hard catch to make.
Yeah, arguably probably the hardest catches for center fielders to make because you just never know when to dive because sometimes you dive and you miss or you dive and you land on top of the ball or anything like that.
It's just hard to read that ball coming straight at you.
Yeah.
And Engel did a fantastic job, obviously, and Turn to the double play. So 2 outs, runner at first. Second hit of the inning off Jack Lindsay. There's a fastball at the knees, 1-1. Throw over. So Thunder up 7-2 in the 5th. A run in the 2nd, a run here in the 5th for Dubuque. Wheaton with 5 in the 1st, 2 more in the 4th. Little sidearm frisbee slider there from Lindsay. Lindsay catches the outside corner, 1-2. Lindsay looking for strikeout number 2 of the inning, and he won't get it there, 2-2. We got our actual first night baseball of the year here at Leaf Fund Stadium. Sun is set, and the 2-2. Holding off is Rogde, and the count will go full. Sullivan will get a head start on this 3-2 pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Lindsay with the payoff to Rogde. Fastball just misses. Tried to paint the black. And that's the first walk issued by Jack. 2 on 2 outs for Asher Harris. Third walk of the game issued by Thunder pitching today. First 4 were thrown by Carson Greer, and he was terrific. 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Struck out 2 batters in the 3rd, 2 batters in the 4th. Turning it over to Lindsay here in the 5th. First pitch to Jack. By Jack is a fastball foul to the right out of play. Asher Harris 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 2nd. He flew out to center in the 4th. Long top of the 5th, it feels like today.
For sure.
Some of that was the discussion between the umpires on the ball hit to Engel, and Harris is hit by a pitch, and the bases are loaded. So Dubuque loads the bases with 2 outs in the 5th, and it'll be Logan at Cadenhead, who singled to left his last time up, and we'll get a mound visit here.
Probably a good idea just to talk through what they're going to do for Cadenhead, and yeah,
a lot of these conversations are more about momentum than anything else. You know, you look at a sport like basketball where, you know, you can call timeout if a team goes on a 15-0 run or something like that. You can't do that in baseball. So get a mound visit, you know, and a lot of times it's not about, you know, sometimes a pitching coach might see something from a technical standpoint or from a mechanical standpoint that he can go out there and correct. But more often than not, you're just going out there to try to settle down your pitcher,
for sure,
and get them focused and try to shut down the momentum on the other side. First pitch to Cadenhead is in the dirt, or I guess technically in the turf. There is no dirt here at Leaf Fund. One ball, no strikes to Cadenhead. Has 3 multi-hit games in his last 4. Has a hit already today. Fastball inside corner at the knees, 1-1. 7th man to hit in the inning. So far, the Spartans have only scored once. That was called a ball, I guess. I thought the umpire called a strike. Scoreboard says 2-0. That misses outside. Okay, it was. That last pitch was a strike, because now it says 2-1. Bases loaded, Sullivan at third, Rogde at second, Harris at first. Fastball lined foul, 2-2. A big pitch here in the fifth inning. Lindsey can get out of this, giving up just the one run. You look up, and it's not the worst half inning in the world, but if Cadenhead can find a gap someplace, all of a sudden you've got a 2-run game. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball held on to by Burr, and Dubuque will leave them loaded. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Lindsey, but Dubuque gets a run back halfway home. Thunder up 7-2.
Tyler Burr.
So the Thunder up 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. It'll be the top of the order against Brendan McQuillan, Tyler Burr, James Scott, Jack Gill. Dubuque got a run back in the fifth in a bit of an odd inning, a very, very long inning that only resulted in one run by Dubuque as they had a walk, a hit batter. It was that meeting on the mound. Technically, Wheaton had to get 4 outs that inning because of the dropped third strike. So it was just a strange inning. We'll see if they can rebound offensively here. Fastball over is a strike to Burr. Tyler 1 for 3 today. Last time up, he flew out to left with the bases loaded. Thunder have stranded 8 through 4 innings, but they've scored 7. High and outside, ball 1. Brendan McQuillan into his second inning of work. He gave up a couple of hits and 3 walks in his first inning, but only gave up a couple of runs. 2-1 catches the outside corner, 2-2. It's Tyler Burr making his first appearance of the year behind home plate. Started out in center field all season long while the Thunder waited for Braden Engel to get back. That's grounded foul, and you see why Braden is out in center field with that play he made earlier in the game. But again, it just lengthens the offense, makes the defense that much better because Burr goes back to his natural position behind home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball high. Just a freshman. Burr out of Gilbert, Arizona. I wonder how these Southwest guys are handling the Chicago spring. You too, from I guess from Northern California, you get more of that temperate weather, right?
Moderately, barely. Not like LA though. Like all the LA people, I
struggle with it.
Yeah. Not that I haven't struggled with it, but I found that I really don't like the springs more than the winters.
Okay.
Because the winters, you're like, okay, it's just going to be like, 0 degrees.
You're just expecting it.
But then spring, like we've mentioned, Saturday was such a nice day. 70 degrees, like perfect day. And it's back to
Midwest,
the
Midwest and the Northeast, when it comes to spring, you don't know if it's, are you kidding me? There is number 20 for James Scott. He is rapidly approaching the Division III NCAA record for hit by pitches in a year, which is 33. He's now been hit 20 times this season. Southwest or the Midwest and the Northeast, you wake up every day and you don't know if it's like summer spring or winter spring, and you won't know until you go outside. That's just sort of how it is, and you just sort of deal with it. So Scott hit by 2 pitches today. He's been on base 4 times with 2 singles and 2 hit by pitches, and the first 2 are on for the Thunder here in the 5th. And now Jack Gill has been on base twice with a single and a walk.
But yeah, real quick, back to spring. I think that was my biggest surprise, honestly. It was not the snow. I mean, the wind, sure, a little bit, but it's definitely more like, why does spring have to be crazy?
Yep. Yeah, well, I've lived in this type of weather my whole life. Grew up in Boston, moved out to Chicago, back almost 25, almost 30 years ago now, and I've long believed that you can complain about either the cold or the heat. But you can't complain about both.
Okay.
You can
you
pick
pick your battle.
Pick one that you don't like, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to complain about that. But the other one, I don't want to hear it. So for me, I complain about the cold. I can never be too warm.
Oh, interesting.
I love the heat. So I complain about the cold a lot. I'm like, I'll go into my house and I'll turn the thermostat up to like 75, 76 degrees, and my wife hates it. But, yeah, I would much rather be too hot than too cold. Hitters count here for Gill. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Gill right down the middle, and Gill just missed it. Fouls it back, 3-2. So once again, James Scott hit by his 19th and 20th pitches of the season in this game. The NCAA D3 record is 33 that was set back in 2002. So he's on his way. Payoff pitch to Gill. That's hit down by the Wheaton bullpen, actually right on top of the batting cages.
Yeah, and Scott has already broken Wheaton's single-season record for hit by pitches.
That's crazy. We're not even halfway through the season. That is crazy. Gill, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, team leading 20 knocked in this season. Is an RBI opportunity here with 2 on and nobody out in the 5th. Miscommunication here between McQuillan and Esser, so they'll get together and talk about it. This game has really slowed down. Even with the 8 runs scored in the first 4 innings, it was moving relatively quickly. It is slowed way down here in this 5th inning.
Yeah, and I think that probably has to do with, as we've mentioned, hitters and pitchers both adjusting a little bit more, especially for Wheaton. We saw whenever both pitchers came out in that first inning they pitched, Wheaton was attacking quite early in the first or second pitches, and now they are dragging, I don't want to say dragging it out. That doesn't sound right.
There's just more time being taken between pitches with runners on. Pitches they're slowing down. The payoff pitch, the runners go. It's slapped down the left field line, foul. So in 49, now 50 career games for James Scott, he has been hit by 34 pitches. That's just an absurd number. That looks like it's good for what, third all-time in program history?
Yes, yep.
Something tells me he'll be number 1 before the season's up. just a hunch. Another 3-2 pitch to Gill. Another fly ball to left. This one in fair territory. Sullivan makes the catch shy of the track. So McQuillan wins that battle, and there's 1 out. I'll bring up Charlie Schofield. Charlie 1 for 3 today with a RBI single. And we're having a meeting on the mound. You wonder if Maybe McQuillan's not feeling great right now. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. Yeah, pointing down to the bullpen. McQuillan will depart after an inning and a third. Dubuque will go to their third pitcher here in the fifth, down 7-2. Third pitcher of the evening for Dubuque is the right-hander out of Anamosa, Iowa, the sophomore Jaden Marcus. Marcus making his third appearance of the season. 4 hits, couple of runs, 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. The first batter he will face is Charlie Schofield with Tyler Burr at second, James Scott at first. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Brendan McQuillan's day, an inning and a third, a hit. 2 runs so far. He's responsible for Burr and Scott. He walked 4, struck out 1. First pitch by Marcus goes right to the backstop, and now there are 2 in scoring position as Burr moves to third, Scott moves to second. So now a base hit for Schofield probably gives him a pair of RBI. You got to love that as a hitter, right? Like if you want to score a runner from first base, you probably need a gapper, you need a home run. Now you just need a jam shot to the outfield someplace, a ground ball through a hole, and you pick up a couple of RBI. 1 ball, no strikes. Last time up, Charlie had a sacrifice fly to center. Hits that well down the left field line, but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. McQuillan struggled with his control, an inning and a third. He walked 4. Hit a batter through 40 pitches, only 19 of them were strikes. The 1-1. Fastball inside, 2-1. Mason Dial on deck. And if anybody else reaches, Braden Engel. 7 runs on 9 hits. Thunder have stranded 8 through 4 innings. Would love to pick these 2 guys up right here. The 2-1. Can't catch up to the heat, 2-2. Infield shifting Schofield to pull. Xavier Ingram right behind James Scott down at second base. The 2-2. Schofield fights off the low fastball. Stays 2-2. 2 on, 1 out. Marcus's pitch to Schofield. Another fastball, and Charlie fouls it straight back. staying alive here, fouling off these pitches, just waiting for Marcus to hopefully make a mistake, get something you can drive. 2-2 now. Took something off it, used the breaking ball that time, and Schofield this time fouls it to the right. So fastball, breaking ball on these 3-2 strike pitches, and Charlie's been able to hang in there. Schofield now a 5-game hit streak with his RBI single in the first. 9 for his last 18 at the plate. 2-2. Fastball a little bit low and outside. Good eye by Schofield. Count goes full. Tough pitch to hold off on 2-2, but that's a good batting eye from Schofield. Charlie only 6 strikeouts in 60 at-bats this season. And he's going to draw a walk. It's a good at-bat by Schofield. Battled on 1 and 2, was able to work the count back to full. Drew a walk, bases are loaded for Dial.
Hitting for the Thunder, number 21, Mason Dial.
Mason 0 for 2 today. He walked and scored in the first, grounded out in the third, struck out looking in the fourth. A lot of at-bats. We're in the 5th inning, and most of these Thunder hitters have already had 4 at-bats now. Ball 1. 9 hits, 7 walks, 3 hit batters. And they're sticking right to that, 4 to 5 batter an inning strategy, and it seems to be working. Pitch goes to the backstop. Run will come home, and the Thunder score their 3rd consecutive run without the benefit of a hit. His last inning, they scored a run on a balk and a wild pitch, and they score here on a wild pitch as Burr comes in to score the 8th run of the game. Down to 3rd goes Scott, on to 2nd goes Schofield.
Yeah, it's just so tough as a catcher sometimes to block the balls back there, to know when to do backhand, when to throw your body out there. Yeah, it's not an easy job.
No, catchers have a very difficult job. It's incredibly physically demanding. Dial grounds it to 3rd, backing up on it is Cadenhead, and he'll retire Dial at 3rd base, but it's a productive out. It's an RBI for Mason Dial, driving home James Scott, and the Thunder pick up 2 more here in the 5th. Leads up to 7. It's 9-2, and you'll love that from Mason after him striking out looking last time, getting something he can make contact on. And, hey, it's his favorite animal. As he has the productive out, the geese come flying by. It's like they knew. They knew he was up. They knew he did something good, so they were flying by to congratulate him. First pitch fastball at the knees to Braden Engel is a strike.
I'll try. That might be the extra credit for me to figure out why Mason likes geese
find out why he likes geese so much. But that was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We were talking about it last at bat. He gets an RBI, and then they fly by. I mean, 0-1 to Engel, slapped foul. 0-2.
Yeah, we were just talking about during the pitching change that you can't script things when you're commentating.
It feels like we are. Yeah. You can prepare, but you can't script. It feels like we're scripting today, but we are certainly not. We did not let the geese loose. They did that on their own. The 0-2 to Engel. Grounded back to Marcus. He'll flip it over to 1st, and that'll retire the side. 2 more runs come across for Wheaton. We go to the 6th, 9-2. we got some changes for the Thunder here in the 6th inning. For starters, we got a new pitcher out there as David Levengood comes into the game, making his 6th appearance of the season. His first out of the bullpen. Then Harrison Bailey is into the game behind home plate. Tyler Burr moves from behind home plate out to right field, replacing Sean Dimitrovich. Dimitrovich out, Burr in and right. Bailey behind home plate. And, yeah, that is 15 on the mound, David Levengood. And he'll start Brady Buchman out with a strike. Last time we saw David was on the 19th against Concordia Chicago. And he was terrific in that one. 7 innings, 3 earned runs. His best appearance of the year. 1-1 here on Buchman. Dives down and in, 2-1. (9-2) Thunder here in the 6th. Misses away, 3-1. So Jack Lindsay went an inning. Gave up a couple of hits and a run. He walked 1, struck out 2. He only threw 19 pitches, but he felt like he was out there for about 30 minutes.
I'm sure it felt even longer for him.
And I am wrong about the pitcher. That is not a 15. That is a 35 out there. That's Jack Mazurowski. Saw the 5. Grounded to the right side. Scooped there by Hedlund. Double clutches, but still in plenty of time to retire Buchman. So let's start over, shall we? Jack Mazurowski, this is his 6th appearance. 8 2/3 innings. Big strikeout numbers for Jack. 12 Ks in 8 2/3 innings. Another underclassman, just the freshman. Jack out of Happy Valley, Oregon. We also saw him over the weekend. We saw him on Saturday in Game 1 against Milliken. He pitched the 9th inning, struck out a couple of batters in that game. Get some work here a couple of days later. We saw the young arm of Carson Greer. He was terrific. And now we're back to another freshman here. Grounded to third. Nice backhand pick by Gill. The low throw and a pick over at the other end. So pick on one side, pick on the other. 2 outs in the 6th. Gill was playing a little bit in on that ball too, Stephanie. So that was a more difficult play.
For sure. It looked like he had set his feet kind of before he started to throw. So lost a tiny bit of power, but nice dig on the other end for sure.
And because he was playing in, he had a little bit of extra time to get that ball across. So the fact that he lost power on the throw didn't come back to hurt him. Mazurowski starting Ingram off with a slider that misses outside. Ball 1. Ingram 1 for 2. Singled, stole a base, and scored. Dives down and in, 2-0. So Greer, then Lindsay, now Mazurowski. Another ground ball. The backhand play not able to be played by Chang. That's a tough one. Ingram's probably beating that out, even if Chang is able to field it cleanly. That is known as a Baltimore chop. Some baseball lingo for you. I love all of those baseball slang terms.
Do you know who that one was named after?
My guess, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to say Honus Wagner. Let's look. I'm going to look it up.
Okay. I know Wee Willie Keeler used to like to chop, I think, so.
Let's see. You are absolutely correct.
I just wasn't sure.
The term originated in the 1890s with the Baltimore Orioles, led by players like Wee Willie Keeler and John McGraw.
John McGraw, the coach for
the Giants.
Giants when they were in New York.
Yep. That's impressive. That's impressive.
I told Aaron earlier before we started the broadcast that even though this is my first game, I grew up a bit obsessed with baseball.
Now I'm seeing how deep that obsession is going. There's a fastball, the throw behind Ingram. Yeah, we're seeing how deep that that obsession is going, and I love it. I love it that my broadcast partner is able to bust out a wee Willie Keeler reference.
I busted one out on the softball game, the hit 'em where they ain't.
I don't know who said that.
I think that was also Wee Willie.
Was it?
Yeah, and then my dad texted me after, and he was like, "Good job." I was like, "I don't think anyone got that, but you know."
You probably know more about Wee Willie Keeler than anybody else in this general vicinity, I would guess.
He swung a pretty heavy bat. I can't remember. I think it was like something like 44 ounces.
A lot of those players
they
back
did.
then, they brought like small like tree trunks up to the plate with them.
Yeah, and somehow they were also able to hit per average, too, which is, because the dead ball era, you're not hitting a ton of home runs, but you're swinging an exponentially heavier bat. Most of these guys are probably swinging, like 20,
low 30s.
Low 30s, yeah.
That'll be a ball that will walk Turner, and that'll put 2 on with 2 outs. It also says that the Orioles groundkeepers hardened to the ground in front of home plate specifically to make this tactic more effective. That would make sense.
Yeah, those groundskeepers always doing.
Yeah, you can't do it here.
Yeah,
Can't do it here with the turf field. But anytime
Obviously.
you've got a natural grass field, you can dampen the dirt in front of home plate. You can make the grass a little bit longer.
Yep.
To make the ground balls die a little bit. If you've got ground ball type pitchers on your team. That ball gets away, and firing it down to third is Bailey, but reaching third will be Ingram on the wild pitch. Turner will hold at first. I got to have a conversation with my broadcast partner with the Chicago Dogs. He's a little bit older than you. He's in his mid-20s, but like that reference would have been lost on him completely. And he knows baseball. But he would have been like, he may have heard the term, but he would have no idea where it originated from. I love that. 2 balls, no strikes. We're going to get a quick meeting here as Jack has lost the plate a little bit. That's 6 straight out of the strike zone by the freshman, Alex Esser, at the plate. Last time Esser had a fly ball to center field, and Braden Engel made a Superman-style catch, diving in, and turned it into an 8-4-3 double play. Yeah, again, though, I mentioned this last inning. These last 2 innings are on both sides. They're definitely taking their sweet time here.
For sure. And I think also, guys are just grinding out at-bats, which you do always want to see that, of course.
It also felt, once Risser gave up those 5 runs in the first, but second and third innings, he was able to get out of that without giving up any real damage. Greer pitched fantastic. He was never really in trouble. So it's really been since the bullpens have come in that things have slowed down. We'll see if Mazurowski can settle down here on 2-0 to Esser. Runner takes off for second. Throw won't be in time. It'll be a stolen base for Ryan Turner, and Dubuque now with 2 in scoring position. Turner, that's his 8th. Three balls, no strikes. First base open. Will Sullivan on deck. Esser with a walk and a single so far today. And, whoa, what are we doing?
They're calling a ball.
They're calling another balk.
Oh my goodness, this has been a wild game.
They called another balk. I didn't see that call from the third base umpire. Initially I thought that they assumed that it was ball 4 and that there was a runner on first. I'm like, tag him. But no, I did not see the call from the home plate umpire. So now each team has scored a run on a balk today. Ball 4. A second straight walk for Mazurowski. That is 8 straight out of the strike zone. And it feels, Wheaton's up 6, and they've really controlled this game, but it feels like the lead should be bigger than 6.
For sure.
And if Will Sullivan can pick up a base hit here and get them a little bit closer, The Thunder have stranded some opportunities. First pitch fastball is over, strike one. Sullivan 1 for 3, singled to left in the 5th. Fastball a little high. 1-1. Toss over to first. Esser's back in. Mazurowski, 6'3", 175 pounds. Attended Portland Christian. And he throws the ball down the left field line. He faked over to first, threw back to third, and it was a wild throw. So Turner comes in to score on the E1. Esser goes down to second. And it is 9-5 as Dubuque gets a little bit closer here in the 6th. I think if you're Jack Mazurowski, just focus on the hitter at the plate, right? Just get that runner at the plate. A couple of runs have come in here. It's a 1-1 strike on Sullivan. Chop to the left side, charging in on it is Gill. He'll throw on the run, and he will retire Sullivan. So 2 runs score on a hit, an error, a runner left on. We're through 5.5. Wheaton's up by 5. Bottom of the 6th, Thunder with a 9-4 lead. Dubuque trying to hang in there. They scored a run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th on some wildness. And they're back within 5. The Thunder will send 7, 8, 9 to the plate against Jaden Marcus. It's Nathan Hedlund and not Sean Dimitrovich. It'll be Harrison Bailey and then Michael Chang. Hedlund's been on base 3 times today, a double, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Foul tipped off the umpire. Another good game at the plate by Hedlund. Had that big hit in the 1st. Came up with the bases loaded and unloaded them with a double to right center field. And he's almost hit by a pitch for a second time today. He's trying to catch James.
He's got a while to go.
Got a ways to go. Yes, he does. It's 2-1 on Hedlund. It's now in 7 of his last 8. Foul tipped, held on to by the catcher Esser. It's 2-2. See if the Thunder can answer again. Dubuque scored a run in the 5th. Thunder scored 2 in their half. Spartans with 2 in their half of the 6th. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Jaden Marcus pitched the final 2 outs of the 5th inning. Walked a batter, gave up an RBI groundout. Fastball misses away. 7 walks issued by Dubuque pitching today, 5 by the Thunder. Other than Carson Greer, you really wouldn't send any of these tapes to Cooperstown. Payoff pitch is ball 4. So Hedlund reaches for a 4th time today, and now it'll be Harrison Bailey.
Yeah, speaking of walks, I feel like we have not only had a fair amount of walks, we have had a fair amount of walks on full counts, which is why I think, as you've mentioned, Aaron, it has been a bit of a long game, kind of dragging.
Deep counts ending in walks.
Yes.
that counts. Here's Harrison Bailey. Picked up his first hit of the year in his last game. That was on the 13th against Crown. Went 1 for 4 in that one. He's 1 for 11 on the year. He came in as a defensive replacement last inning, the sophomore out of Chesterfield, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. He's hitting in Sean Dimitrovich's spot in the lineup. Squares to bunt, offers at it, and misses, and it's 0-2. Dimitrovich left the game 2 for 3, had a couple of singles, including almost a perfect bunt his last time up. The 0-2 on Bailey. Marcus looking for his first strikeout of the game. Gets a double play ground ball instead, stepping on the bag, throwing to first. And for the second time today, Asher Harris turns a 4-3 double play. And just like that, 2 outs, nobody on. And ground ball is a wonderful thing. It can get you out of a lot of trouble. And Jaden Marcus leads off the inning by walking a batter, erases it on a double play, and now there's 2 outs and nobody on. And if you're Dubuque, this is exactly what you need. Keep the Thunder off the board while you try to crawl back into it. Chang, his first game this year, 0 for 2. Ground out, fly out, sandwiched around a walk. First pitch fastball, outside, ball 1. The 1-0. Low. The Thunder have thrown 87 pitches through 5 innings, which isn't a terrible rate. It's grounded slowly to short. Ingram across his body retires Chang, and it's a 1-2-3 inning, something we have not said at all here today. That sends us to the 7th and a 5-run ball game. New pitcher for the Thunder is the third freshman of the ball game. This is the righty from Corcoran, Minnesota, Jonah Moulton, and we last saw Jonah on Saturday. He pitched the second inning against Milligan. He's making appearance number 6 of the year, 10 innings of work, 9 strikeouts, 8 walks. Timeout called by the umpire. It was unusual. I'm not entirely sure what that was about, but he stepped in front of the plate, sort of motioned at home plate, and then went back behind the catcher. Josh Rogde leading off. He's up in the count 2-0. It's 4-5-6 for the Spartans here in the 7th. Rogde, Harris, and Cadenhead. If anybody reaches, Brady Buchman is scheduled to hit. There's a strike, 2-1. Rogde 0 for 2, ground out, strikeout, and a walk. We're in the 7th. Thunder with a 9-4 lead. Rogde gets hit. The leadoff man will reach for Dubuque, and this is what you didn't want if you were the Thunder, right? You got such a good outing out of Carson Greer. You were hoping that you could get a couple of relievers to sort of piggyback that and get you into the 7th and 8th in a 7 or 8 run ball game. But Dubuque has stayed with it. They scored 3 runs in the last couple of innings on some wildness, and they put the leadoff man on here in the 7th. Asher Harris has been on base twice with a single and a hit by pitch. First pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. Moulton pitched the second inning on Saturday. Jamin Van Grau pitched at the start in that one. He went an inning, and then Jonah came in, pitched the second. Gave up an unearned run. Ball high, 2-0. And given how Dubuque has swung the bats in this one, Stephanie, it feels like the only way they're going to get back into this is if Wheaton continues to not throw strikes. They have 7 hits. They've all been singles. Nothing hit particularly hard, but now 5 walks, a couple of hit batters, and they're on the verge of putting their first 2 on here in the 7th.
Yeah, and I think that's just always tough when you know that you have the stuff to dominate the other team, and it's just not finding the strike zone. Hopefully Moulton can do that sooner rather than later.
Gets the fastball over on 3-0. I mean, all it takes, and we saw it last inning, all it takes is a ground ball, and all of a sudden you're looking up and there's 2 outs with nobody on, but
yeah, got to throw strikes to put the ball in play.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes, that is for sure. 3 balls, 1 strike on Asher Harris. Runner goes. It's ball 4. So the first 2 will reach here in the 7th inning. Now Logan Cadenhead. Bailey will go to the mound to talk to Moulton. It's a young battery, freshman pitcher, sophomore catcher, so these are the types of instances, non-conference game, these are the type of instances where you sort of want them to figure it out, right? I mean,
yeah.
You don't want to say it doesn't matter because every game matters. You're playing to win, but, in a game like this, you can be a little bit maybe longer with that leash and see if, the kid can figure it out here.
For sure. I was just about to ask you, Aaron, if you think that, everyone except for Jack Lindsay of the pitchers has been a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've seen some issues of just kind of consistently finding the strike zone. Do you think part of that is due to their youth and this is their first collegiate season? Well,
I think the reason you're seeing a lot of freshmen is, number one, the team is 70% underclassmen, but in a non-conference game especially, now's the best time for these freshmen to get work. You can only do so much in batting practice or on the side or on your off day. So you get real game time opportunities here, and maybe you don't go to your big guns in a game like this, even if it's close late, and that's back-to-back nice breaking balls from Moulton to go up 0-2. They need to learn how to pitch through a hit by pitch and a walk to start the inning and not let it implode on them. So, let him out there, and you saw we didn't even have a mound visit. It was just catcher coming out to talk to pitcher for a minute and try to settle him down. The 0-2 now from Moulton. Last ball high, 1-2. But sure, I think, in high school you can get away with stuff, right? You don't have to have control. If you can throw hard, you can put up some impressive numbers. But at the collegiate level, I don't care if it's D1, D2, D3, it doesn't matter. You got to be able to put the ball over the plate because these guys are not going to swing at everything. The squibber, it's played by Moulton. He'll underhand it to first. It goes under the glove of Schofield, and the bases will remain loaded. So just unfortunate off the end of the bat and not able to make the play at first with Schofield. Is it going to go in the books as a hitter? Now it's going to be an E3 or an error. I don't know if it's on the pitcher or the first baseman yet, but it's an error. And the bases are loaded with nobody out in Dubuque. Really one hit away from getting right back into this game.
Yeah, that was just such a tough one. It was a pretty slow roller, and
Cue ball. And it is going to be a hit, actually, so an infield single. Right off the end of the bat, and you saw it just curve back to the left, and Moulton got there, tried to flip it underhand over to Schofield, and just under his glove. So bases loaded, nobody out. Ball one, no place to put Buchman, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out, a strikeout, and a walk. Jonah Moulton has got himself into some trouble, going to try to pitch himself out of it right here. He's falling behind 2-0. And if you're Buchman, I think you're standing there, not even thinking about swinging the bat until you get a strike. The base is loaded, no reason not to. Tying run in the on-deck circle. There's a strike, 2-1. Thunder next in action on Friday. That'll be Stephanie and I right here at 5 p.m. on Friday. Ball a little low, so we'll get an extra hour of sun.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be warmer on Friday in general. I think the week is supposed to be a little bit warmer than it started.
Good, because, again, I'm allowed to complain about the cold because I don't complain about the heat. I am done with the cold weather. Bring on 95 and muggy. 3 balls, 1 strike to Buchman. Bases loaded. And Dubuque gets a run closer as Buchman walks home Rogde, and it's 9-5. And here comes Matt Husted, and I think that's going to be it for Jonah Moulton. A slow walk. We do have a new Thunder pitcher coming out of the bullpen. This has turned into a ball game. Thunder up 9-5 in the 7th. Fifth pitcher of the evening for the Thunder is the junior out of Mexico. It's Caleb Henderson, and we've seen Caleb a couple of times in the last week. Pitched a scoreless inning against Concordia Chicago on the 19th, and then gave up a run against Milliken in Game 2 on Saturday. Hard-throwing right-hander. Comes in the toughest of tough situations. Bases loaded, nobody out. It's popped high in the air down the right field line, and not able to make the catch is Charlie Schofield. Strike one on Vic Pico.
Yeah, that was a super tough foul ball.
Right down that right field line, right up against the fence, kind of in that Bermuda triangle down the right field line.
Yes.
Where the second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder all converge and lands foul. So if you're the Thunder, you're looking for a ground out, you're looking for a strikeout, a pop-up. Fastball high. Henderson throws hard. Pico 1 for 3 today with an RBI single, a strikeout, and a ground out. It is 9-5. The Thunder have had multiple base runners on in every single inning. It feels like they should be up by more than 4, but that's where we are. 1-1. Pop straight back and out of play. And it's 1-2. Strikeout would be huge here for Caleb. On the season, Henderson 3 earned runs in 7 1/3 innings. Has 4 Ks in those 7 1/3, but some control problems, 8 walks.
And that seems to be a bit of Wheaton's pitching story tonight. Carson Greer just really putting into perspective what he did in those first 4 innings. I think only walking 1 or 2.
Yep, he walked 2 in 4 innings. Jack Lindsay walked a batter. Jack Mazurowski walked 2 in his 1 inning, and then Jonah Moulton faced 4 batters, walked 2, hit 1, and gave up an infield single. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Pico. Bases loaded. Harris at third, Cadenhead at second, Buchman at first. The 2-2. This is down and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And if you're Henderson, you just got to come in with a fastball here down the middle. I mean, I think you just got to try to get the ball over the plate. If you give up a hit, so be it. But
yeah,
you got to stop walking batters here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's hit the shallow center. In on it comes Engel, and he makes the diving catch again. This will get the run home, but Braden Engel, absolute robbery for a second time tonight. And Dubuque gets a run closer. It's 9-6, but Braden Engel showing his value to the team with the glove today multiple times, coming in and making those diving catches.
For sure, and you talk about the Bermuda Triangle on the right-hand side of the field. I felt like that was kind of that Bermuda Triangle where the shortstop kind of went out for a couple of steps, and then it was really Headland and Engel trying to figure out who was going to get that ball.
Offering at it was Ingram, but I mean, I think you saw there what we needed to see, which was Henderson just throwing the ball down the middle of the plate. You got to stop walking batters, and if you give up a hit, you give up a hit, but you got to throw a strike.
Yeah, sorry, and that wasn't super hard contact either.
Nope. No, that's what you wanted. You wanted a shallow pop up. It just, as you said, landed in a spot that was difficult, and he's making our home plate umpire is making bird noises. Not sure what's going on here. He's marking something on his scorecard. Caleb Henderson looks like he's ready to throw the baseball, umpire or no umpire. He's walking around on the mound. He's ready to go. Maybe our home plate umpire is also a fan of geese.
Maybe.
He's making goose noises. First and second, 1 out for Ingram. 4 consecutive runs put up by Dubuque. This was 9-2 going into the 6th. It's now 9-6, tying run at the plate, 1 away in the 7th inning. And this has all been through wildness, just 3 singles in the last 3 innings by Dubuque, but 5 walks, a couple of hit batters. That's smoked out to right center field, right on cue. The hardest hit ball of the game will split the gap. That will score at least 1. Cadenhead scores. Buchman will score. Into third is Xavier Ingram with a triple, and just like that, it is 9-8. Xavier Ingram 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a triple, and we have a brand new ball game here in Carroll Stream. Those walks do come back and bite the Thunder here. All of those runs charged to Jonah Moulton, so Jonah 4 earned runs without getting an out, and here comes Matt Husted again, and we're going to have another pitching change here in the 7th inning. This will be the 3rd pitcher used by the Thunder as they try to get out of this, still hanging on to the lead. The 6th pitcher of the night for Wheaton, the 3rd here in the 7th inning. Jonah Moulton started the inning. He allowed a hit by pitch, walked 2 batters, gave up an infield single. He was pulled for Caleb Henderson, who got a sacrifice fly to center, and then gave up a 2-run triple to Xavier Ingram. He was pulled. Now it's Billy Kessler into the game with the tying run at 3rd base. Kessler, the sophomore from San Clemente, California, making his 7th appearance of the season. He's 1-0, an ERA of 4.76, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. And the Thunder bring the corners in here with 1 out in the 7th. Middle infield back. They'll give up the tying run for an out. But again, the Thunder having trouble throwing strikes here the last few innings. Kessler misses up and in. It's 2-0. This is Ryan Turner, who's struck out twice. Last time up he walked and scored. That was last inning. Ground ball to short. We'll have a tie game here. Throw on to first is in time. And it is a 5-run 7th, countering the 5-run first for the Thunder. And it is 9-9. That run charged to Caleb Henderson. Now there are 2 outs and nobody on in a brand new ball game. 9 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Thunder, 9 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Spartans. The Spartans have walked 8. The Thunder have walked 7. Breaking ball over for a strike. And, we were talking a couple innings ago about how, the Thunder, they had stranded 8 base runners through 4 innings. And the thought was, well, that's all right because they've scored 7.
Yes, for sure.
And, they were up 9-2. So it wasn't that big a deal. But now all of a sudden you look up and stranding 9 base runners in 6 innings. It's like, all right, well, what could have been if they had been able to take advantage of things here
for sure.
Earlier in the game. And on the other side, Dubuque has also stranded 8 runners, so it's not as if they've been incredibly efficient either. So a lot of base runners in this game for both sides. Billy Kessler 1 strike away from getting out of it. He's gone 0-2 on Esser, and Kessler to Esser, it's a lot of E's and S's, and it's a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, that was 7 unanswered runs so far by Dubuque. And, credit to them for being patient and seeing what Wheaton was throwing. Like, if they're not throwing strikes, not expanding that zone, and just keeping the caravan going.
0-2, that's hit to the left side. Chang will retire the side, but the damage more than done. Dubuque scores 5 runs on 2 hits. Time to stretch here in Carroll Stream. Well, we got a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. It was 9-2. Now it's 9-9 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Still against Jaden Marcus, who's been the most effective pitcher for either team since Carson Greer, an inning and 2/3 without giving up a hit. And he'll face the top of the order, so he'll be challenged a little bit here in the 7th with Burr, Scott, and Gill. Ball went inside to Tyler, who's reached twice. A double, a walk, a couple of runs scored for Burr. Love to see him get on base to start the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Popped up. That ball slicing down the left field line, overrunning it almost, is Will Sullivan, and he makes the catch in foul territory. That ball had all sorts of curve on it. Sullivan was able to reach back and make the catch for the first out. 1 away for Scott.
I think he's getting hit by another pitch.
He's been hit twice today. He's been on base 4 times. 2 singles, 2 hit by pitches, 3 runs scored. He's up to 20 hit by pitches this season in game 18. That's for over a 40-game season. That's a pace for about 43, 44 hit batters.
That's a lot.
NCAA record is 33, so he would blow that away. He's up in the count here 1-0. So Jaden Marcus now 2 shutout innings of relief. He's done the job that's allowed this Spartan team to get back into the game. The 1-0. It's over for a strike, 1-1. Marcus came on with runners at first and second and 1 out. He walked a batter, threw a wild pitch. A couple of runs came in to score, but was able to get out of that without any further trouble. Then pitched a scoreless 6th, and he gets Scott to pop up. This one's on the right side. Asher Harris. 2 outs. So the Thunder are going to need their own bullpen arm to come in and do this. We saw Kessler come in and get a couple of outs in the 7th. And they're going to need somebody to match what Marcus is doing here. 2 1/3 scoreless. And now Jack Gill, who's 1 for 3. Single, a walk, and a run scored. Gill hammers it foul down the left field line. 0-1. Thunder scored 5 times in the first inning. It felt like we might be headed towards a 7-inning ball game, but Dubuque just didn't go away. The Thunder left the bases loaded in both the 3rd and 4th innings, and ever since Jaden Marcus has come in, the bats have gone a little bit quiet. That allowed Dubuque to put up a run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 5 in the 7th. They've tied it at 9, and the count's 2-1 on Gill. Jack was 4 for 9 in the doubleheader on Saturday against Milliken. Had 3 RBI, 3 runs scored, was right in the middle of everything. 2-1 fastball inside corner called strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Jack reaches. Charlie Schofield would hit next. Grounded fair down the third base line. Little inside out swing by Gill. He'll make the turn. He will head into second. And we got a hustle double for Jack Gill. Didn't look like that was necessarily the smartest play, but the way that ball was hit. But he was hustling out of the box, and he ends up at second with a double. So now, 2-out base hit from Schofield could give the Thunder the lead back. Just a great piece of hitting by Jack Gill. Stayed back on it, just slapped it down the third base line. Logan Cadenhead was off the line down at third base, not expecting Jack to do that.
For sure, and then taking that turn at first and knowing immediately he was going to go to second. Was there a throw? I actually didn't quite see a throw.
Okay. Ingram dropped the ball at short. I mean, he was thinking double right out of the box.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea,
Exactly.
right? Try to get to scoring position with 2 outs. So he was thinking double right out of the box, forced Dubuque to make the perfect play, and they couldn't. 1-0 to Schofield. That's lined to center. In on it is Pico. That's down. He'll make the play on the bounce, but a 2-out rally by the Thunder, and Wheaton's into double digits. It's 10-9. 2-out magic, double, and then a single by Schofield gives the Thunder the lead back. 2 RBI for Charlie today. He's now up to 18 runs knocked in on the season. Now Mason Dial.
Number 21, Mason Dial.
Dial 0 for 3. Walked and scored in the first, had an RBI ground out in the 5th. Thunder have retaken the lead here in the 7th. Pitch lands in the netting, and that's a free base for Charlie Schofield. It was right in front of me. Right in front of me. I was about 3 feet from Alex Esser. I don't think he noticed me, though. He was too busy playing the ball. So runner in scoring position, another base hit, potentially gives the Thunder a 2-run cushion. Let's see if Mason can pick up Charlie from second base now. The 1-0. Swinging through the heat. So 1-1. Big swing from Mason Dial. Dial's ground out in the 5th was his 11th run knocked in of the season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tries to hold up. He can't. It's 1-2. You saw that in his at bat in the fourth inning when he struck out looking. He swung at a pitch, then held up on a similar pitch, and then took a third pitch, breaking ball over for strike 3. Let's see what Marcus does here on 1-2. Fastball, and Dial gets his hands in and just shoots it foul down the right field line. The 1-2. Ball away. Well, it's definitely getting chilly out here at Lee Fund. It's definitely feeling like early spring in Chicago. Temperature down to 40. Started in the mid-50s. Count has gone full to Dial. It's amazing what a difference the sun makes, isn't it?
For sure. I mean, especially since the wind is really not out.
Yeah.
Like if the wind was out, if the wind was a factor today, Aaron and I might be complaining a tiny bit more about the weather.
I would have brought a blanket with me, though. I would have prepared better.
There you go. There you go.
Payoff pitch to Dial is in there, called strike 3. Dial's out on strikes for a second time today, but the Thunder retake the lead on a 2-out RBI single by Charlie Schofield. We go to the 8th. Wheaton up 10-9. Billy Kessler is back out there for his first full inning. He got back-to-back groundouts to Michael Chang to end the 7th. Now he'll face Sullivan, Rogde, and Harris here in the 8th. And he'll start Sullivan off with strike 1. Sullivan 1 for 4 today. No balls, 1 strike. Sullivan holds up. It's 1-1. 10 runs, 11 hits for the Thunder. 9-9 for Dubuque. Thunder have made 2 errors. Spartans 1. The 1-1. Another breaking ball over for a strike. 1-2.
That was a nasty, nasty pitch.
Bendy. Not as much horizontal as we saw from Carson Greer. That was 12-6 stuff. And there's a fastball that misses. 2-2. Kessler trying to settle things down as the Thunder went through 4 bullpen arms before they landed on Billy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kessler deals. Fastball well high, 3-2. Carson Greer, about 3 hours ago, got this game started and pitched 4 terrific innings. 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. Bullpen has struggled to find the control. They haven't given up much hard contact. And there's a line drive to left. It'll get down in front of James Scott, so a leadoff single here in the 8th. Had the one hit by Ingram last inning. Obviously, the triple to right center field was hit hard, but not a whole lot of hard contact. It's been the control that's been an issue, and Sullivan draws a leadoff walk. Now Josh Rogde. Rogde 0 for 2. He walked in the 5th, was hit by a pitch leading off last inning. Tying run back at first. Rogde swings at the breaking ball, 0-1. Greer threw 59 pitches in his 4 innings. 38 of them were strikes. 0-1. Squaring to bunt, dropping it foul, and if you're the Thunder, you will certainly take that.
Yeah, Dubuque has... Honestly, both teams have been pretty good about not expanding that strike zone too much, not swinging at pitches that are away or high or anything like that. So really making the pitchers really try and paint the zone, work inside the zone.
0-2 misses down and away. Billy needs to put Rogde away here. And so many deep counts in this game. 2-2, 3-2. Seems like every single batter has gone deep into a count. Back to 2-2 as the 1-2 is bounced. Rogde, a 4-game hit streak coming into play today. 0 for 2, though. Certainly doesn't feel like the Spartans have 10 hits. It's been a lot of ground balls and a couple of top spin type line drives, but just the 1 extra base hit, the triple by Ingram last inning. Kessler over to first. Sullivan's back in safely. The 2-2. Tries to throw the fastball past him, and Rogde just gets a piece of it to stay alive. So you do that again. A little bit higher maybe, up around the letters.
Get him to chase a tiny, tiny bit.
Love some high cheese right here from Billy Kessler. The 2-2. A little bit low. That's a really good pitch. Called strike 3 as he breaks one off, and Rogde caught looking, 1 out in the 8th. A delayed call by this home plate umpire. I thought it was ball 3 initially, but that was a good pitch from Billy Kessler. 1 out now for Asher Harris. Harris been on base 3 times today, a single, a walk, a hit by pitch. He scored twice, and we're going to have a pinch runner over at first base. That looks like Jack Richards will pinch run for Will Sullivan. My hands are struggling to write in the scorebook at this point. Richards, the sophomore out of Olathe, Kansas. So Richards at first now with 1 out. And Asher Harris at the plate. Harris singled, stole a base, scored in the 2nd, walked last inning, and came in to score on the triple by Ingram. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Win today would push the Thunder to 8-10 as they get ready to welcome in Augustana on Friday, and then Saturday they play a doubleheader at Augustana. And then on the 1st of April they'll be at North Park. and then back here on the 4th for a doubleheader against defending CCIW champion North Central. 4 straight home games after those 3 road games, 2 at Augustana, 1 at North Park, 4 straight here at home. 0-1, chopped to third. That's a foul ball. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer by the time we get to the second week of April.
That would be nice for everyone, I think.
For everyone involved, yes. Nothing in 2 on Harris. Kessler trying to put away Harris, just like he put away Rogde. Let's see if he challenges him or goes back to that breaking ball. Runner at first, 1 out. Nope, throw over first. Richards, couple of stolen bases this season in 3 attempts. He's the potential tying run. Kessler now with another 0-2. Goes high with the fastball, but too high, 1-2. Now you got those eyes elevated. I think maybe you go back downstairs with that slider, that pitch down. Nope, he challenges him with a fastball, and that's hit out to right center field. Engel. Much easier play for Braden Engel that time. He didn't have to leave his feet at all. And there are 2 outs. Two big outs recorded by Kessler after giving up the leadoff hit. You thought, here we go again, but Billy has settled down, and now he's one Logan Cadenhead out away from getting out of this inning. Good game for Cadenhead, 2 for 4, couple of singles. Has struck out twice. Thunder pitchers have walked 7, but they've also struck out 9. Runner goes, fastball high. The throw down won't be in time. So Richards is at second base with his 3rd stolen bag of the year, and the potential tying run now in scoring position with 2 outs. Well, we got a good one, if nothing else, right? We got a fun one, if nothing else. It's been a fun ball game here this evening, especially if you're a fan of offense. If you're a fan of pitching, maybe not so much, but if you're a fan of offense, it's been a fun game tonight.
For sure, and it definitely feels like both teams are seconds away from erupting based on whatever happens.
Right, you're waiting for one team to put up another 5 or 6 run inning.
Yes, exactly.
Cadenhead swings over the top of the curveball, 1-1.
Even if it is a non-conference game, like you could just hear at the park, both teams are encouraging their respective players, and I always say, if you have to play the game, you may as well win, right? Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point? Same pitch, same result. Cadenhead fooled. It's 1-2. Non-conference, exhibition, conference game, it doesn't matter. If you have to play, you may as well try to win. And right now, both teams are locked in a duel here as the Thunder are up 10-9. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kessler's set. Billy's pitch, and he gets him. 3 straight pitches, breaking below the zone. Cadenhead swings and misses. He's down on strikes for a 3rd time, and Billy Kessler gets a tremendous ovation from his teammates as he goes back to the dugout. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Thunder hanging on to a 1-run lead. All right, some changes here in the bottom of the 8th for Dubuque as Jaden Marcus is out of the game after 2 2/3 innings. He gave up a couple of hits and an earned run. Walked 2, struck out 1. So the new pitcher is Asher Harris. Harris moves from second base to the mound. And then Jack Richards, who came in as a pinch runner last inning for Brady Buchman, stays in the game and goes to left. And then Cade Reisner comes in, and he will bat in the DH spot and play second. So Dubuque gives up their designated hitter. So if that all makes sense. So Asher Harris moves from second base to pitcher, and Cade Reisner moves into second. He'll bat in the DH spot, and Jack Richards stays in the game and left. Pretty simple stuff. That's in there for a strike to Braden Engel. Asher Harris making his 3rd appearance of the season. Major control issues, 10 walks, but big strikeout numbers, 8 strikeouts in just 4 2/3 innings, and he plunks Braden Engel on the front leg. So leadoff man on for the Thunder in the 8th, and you'd love to see Wheaton scratch a run or two across here in the 8th inning and give themselves a little bit of breathing room going into the 9th.
Up for the Thunder, number 10.
Now Nathan Hedlund, who's been on base 4 times today. And, we talked about this earlier in the game, right? Getting productivity out of the bottom of your order. Hedlund's been on base 4 times. Sean Dimitrovich reached twice before he was pulled, and Michael Chang. This is driven out to right field, but Ryan Turner will make the grab. First time Hedlund's been retired. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Thunder as Chris Lynam will pinch hit.
Pinch hitting for the Wheaton Thunder, number 47.
Non-conference game, but based on the moves that are being made, you can tell that at least the Thunder want this one, right? You pinch hit Chris Lynam here, trying to get that extra run in the 9th inning. Lynam an even 300 with 10 runs driven in, so he'll pinch hit for Harrison Bailey, who went 0 for 1. He's the 3rd player to bat in this number 8 spot. Sean Dimitrovich went 2 for 3. Bailey 0 for 1, and now Lynam. Chris, 4 doubles, a triple, 10 knocked in on the season. Got Engel at first. And Asher Harris on the mound. First pitch from Asher. Runner goes. The pitch is high. The throw down is into center field. So a stolen base for Braden Engel. And you were wondering, that felt like a perfect time for the Thunder to try to steal a base, right? You don't get a bunt on. You don't try to bunt with your last batter. So what can you do to get that runner to second? And it looks like Engel coming up a bit lame on the stolen base. I think he's saying he caught his face on the ground.
Ouch.
Yeah, not a lot of give on this turf surface. It's not quite the AstroTurf of the 70s, which was, felt on top of concrete, but still not a lot of give. I still think most players prefer that feel of sliding into dirt.
Probably,
a little bit more give. It slows you down a little bit. You don't just land with a thud.
Yeah, for sure.
A runner at second, and a 1-0 count on Lynam. Lynam 12 for 40 this season. Junior out of Huntsville, Alabama. Currently riding a 5-game hitting streak. 7 for his last 17 at the plate. And they're going to intentionally walk him. He's not even going to get a chance. We'll have a pinch runner. It's Hudson Gutwine coming into pinch run. I'm running out of space
Me too.
in this part in my batting order.
Hudson Gutwine.
Hudson Gutwine will pinch run.
I also have needed to move from the into the margins, I should say.
Yeah. So Michael Cheng now with an opportunity to add some insurance First and second, 1 out. Chang 0 for 3 today. A couple of ground outs, a fly out, and a walk. Top of the order due up next. Thunder have stranded 10 so far tonight. He'll square to bunt. Heads up, heads up. That's coming right back by us. You didn't see it, did you?
No, I did.
Okay.
I was like, no, I did.
Okay, all
I
right.
promise. I was looking.
Okay.
I didn't react, but I was.
You
looking.
didn't react at all. That's what worried
Sorry, no,
me.
I was.
Okay.
I was aware. I was actually
It landed about a foot and a half to your right. Yeah. You didn't even move. There was no flinching at all. You were confident that ball wasn't going to come anywhere close to you.
Yeah, maybe a little too confident.
All right. The 0-1 misses low.
I was actually going to ask before the game started if balls typically come this way, just because of where the net is.
They've got to be. It's usually the straight up baseballs.
Yes.
You know, the ones that get the hitters get just underneath.
Yeah.
We had one land there on
okay.
Saturday. Ended up under the table. So it does happen.
Okay. Good to know. But yes, I did see it.
Just got to be aware. Okay, good. That's why I moved over to the right, because you weren't reacting. I'm like, I should have seen the ball coming. I got to jump in front of it.
Appreciate it.
Take the bullet for you. 2 balls, 1 strike on Chang with runners on first and second, 1 out in the 8th. Harris taking a long look at second, now comes home. Both runners go, delayed steal, and I think there may have been some miscommunication there. I think Chang missed a call, and Engel was thrown out at third on the caught stealing 2-5. You saw Chang look down at Matt Husted down at third base, and I think somebody missed a hit and run.
Yeah, a little unfortunate.
Yep. Now runner at second with 2 outs and a 2-2 count on Chang. Chang tied up on the fastball, and Harris will retire the side. The Thunder put 2 on with 1 out, can't score. We go to the 9th. Wheaton needs 3 outs. More changes. We'll start with Dubuque as they will send up. This is Alex Kerman to pinch hit in the 9th inning.
Hitting for Dubuque, number 3, Alex Kerman.
So Kerman pinch hitting in the 7th spot, which was Cade Reisner, which was Brady Buchman before that. So Alex Kerman to pinch hits. Into the game doing the catching here in the 9th inning is Ryan Cartwright. And on the mound for the Thunder, looking for his 4th save of the season, is J.D. Van Hook. So Kerman 4 for 23 on the year. That's a 174 batting average. J.D. Van Hook making his 7th appearance of the season. 14 innings. He has 3 saves. He's 0-2. He has 18 strikeouts in 14 innings of work. Opponents are hitting just 228 against him. And again, another Wheaton pitcher that when he gets into trouble, it's because of the control. He's walked 10 in 14. So if he can control the walks, he can be very successful. The 1-1. Kerman, that's a filthy breaking ball. 1-2 on Kerman. So it's 7-8-9 for Dubuque in the 9th inning. Kerman, Pico, and Ingram are the 3 scheduled hitters. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Van Hook to Kerman. Fat Hody gets him. That dove down and away. Kerman, no chance, 1 away. And Stephanie, you go back and you look at the box score of this game, at the end of the season or whenever. For me, it was the job done by Billy Kessler. The Wheaton bullpen was having absolutely no success after Carson Greer came out of the game. Billy came in an inning and 2/3, shut the door, settled things down, gets it to JD here in the 9th.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw him throwing strikes. Every single batter that he faced in that 8th inning had a 2-strike count on them, and he only went up to a full count once. So that was huge for Wheaton.
Yeah, he threw 27 pitches, 17 of them were strikes, which was coming off Jack Mazurowski, who threw 19 pitches, only 5 strikes, and Jonah Moulton, who threw 18 pitches and only 6 strikes. So to get Billy out there throwing the ball over the plate, settling things down, that's hitting the air to left. Back on it is Scott. He's on the track. He's in front of the wall, and he makes the catch. That was a hold-your-breath moment as Vic Pico gave it a ride, but it came up just short, and there are 2 outs. Yeah,
that American flag in center field is waving more in, so perhaps if the flag was waving a little bit more out. Baseball is a game of inches, and that could have gone out, and we would have had a tie game.
If this was Saturday, that's a 350-foot home run to left. 2 outs now for Ingram, and he's been the offensive star for Dubuque today. 3 hits and 4 at-bats, including a 2-run triple. He scored 3 times, and he'll take ball 1. So Thunder pitching has retired 7 of the last 8 they've faced. There's a good pitch from Van Hook. One ball, 1 strike. Thunder looking for their 6th win in their last 8. Over the top of it is Ingram, and the Thunder are 1 strike away. 1-2. Van Hook gets the sign. JD the low set. Now brings the glove high. The 1-2. Gets him with the slider, and that will do it. The Thunder take a big lead. They go up 9-2 after 5. Dubuque ties it at 9, but a 2-out RBI single by Charlie Schofield in the 7th puts the Thunder back out in front. Billy Kessler, J.D. Van Hook slam the door, and the Thunder hang on for a 10-9 win. The win goes to Billy Kessler. He improves to 2-0. The save to J.D. Van Hook, his 4th. The loss goes to Jaden Marcus. He drops to 0-1. The game takes 3 hours and 14 minutes to play. It was a breezy one here from Carroll Stream. Stephanie, any final thoughts?
It was a long game, but credit. Sorry, it was a long game. But seriously, credit to both teams. For grinding out at bats and making the other team throw strikes to get the ball in play. And fortunately, Wheaton was able to get the ball in play a little bit more than Dubuque, especially in that first inning. And so I'm sure they were hoping to carry that into Augustana on Friday because that is a big game, a conference game.
Yep, conference game, 5 p.m. on Friday. Wheaton 10 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Dubuque 9 runs, 10 hits, and an error. The Thunder improved to 8-10 on the season. So I want to thank my broadcast partner, Stephanie Kishi. Stephanie, I'll see you on Friday. And for everybody else here at Wheaton, my name is Aaron Shellen. Thunder win 10-9. Have a great rest of your night.